We're live.
Ellipsor.
We're live. I think we're live.
Are we live? In the chat, I don't have a lip sore. Can you hear that?
Gonna find out. We will be starting the show momentarily. Oh, we're live with something we can't talk about. All right, we're here. See, that wasn't too bad. Only 12 minutes late. I'll take it. Compared to last week, I'll take it. And I'll explain it in a minute. But it's time for pod. Oh, shit on a butt. What was it? What'd you say? Oh, blow my horn.
Oh, blow my horn.
Scratch my back.
I don't know which one's funnier. Maybe scratch my back. All right, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo podcast Webisode. Why is this so loud? Why is this so loud? What happened? I can't keep doing this. Why is this so loud? Stay live with us. We'll fix it. I just did all this.
We'll do it live.
Just did all this.
Fix it on the fly.
I don't understand. I'm going to do a test. Test. That's still so loud. Test. Why? Why is this so loud? This is a whole new problem. I don't understand.
Weren't you having the problem where it was adjusting volume last week?
No, it's not adjusting volume. It's just incredibly loud. And I literally just sat here and fixed all this stuff. Oh, God help me. Scratch my back.
God, scratch my back.
Blow my horn. God.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Let's try this.
Jesus, blow the horn.
Go Nintendo Pocket. Nope, still loud. So that doesn't even matter.
Red Souza says, sounds good to me.
I'm not worried about I'm not worried about your version of it. I'm worried about our version, or like the audio version. Why would this be so loud? And when I bring the volume down, it doesn't even matter. Maybe I just need to restart, right?
Maybe we do an ASMR podcast and we just whisper.
You restart and these things fix themselves.
Mm-hmm. That's what the tech department at my school advocates.
Gonna go back to where I was. Test. Oh my God, it really did fix itself. All right. See, we got it, guys. We got it. All right, then I'll go up here. All right, we're starting for real this time, guys. Everything's good. 15 minutes late. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo podcast Webisode 822, the Corvisquire podcast. The Go Nintendo podcast is a part of the HyperX podcast network. Check out this technical issue-free show and the other shows at podcast.hyperx.com. Mombrain, please speak loudly and clearly into the microphone.
I can do that.
Would you like to read about Corvisquire, please?
Would you like the honor? I'm happy to do it if you don't want to, but
You know what?
Whoa.
Allow me.
All right,
Thank you so
go
much.
ahead.
I enjoy doing this. Corvisquire, smart enough to use tools in battle. These Pokemon have been seen picking up rocks and flinging them or using ropes to wrap up enemies. Its height is 2 feet 7.07 inches. Its weight is 35.3 pounds. Could be male or female. Its category is Raven. Raven abilities.
I prefer the real Raven. I'm going to do it every time.
Keen Eye. Keen eyes prevent other Pokemon from lowering this Pokemon's accuracy. Unnerve unnerves opposing Pokemon and makes them unable to eat berries. I read that right.
The worst kind of situation.
There's
No, you're good. You're
that's
good.
everything. Okay.
Don't come
great.
near me. I can't eat berries anymore. Hello to you lovely patient people in the chat. Hello, Hylian Tom and Tentavision and Dre Gamer and Retsuza and Solid Master Link and William George and it keeps bouncing on me. And whoever else is in here, thanks for joining us. Like I said, hello, Ice Dilbert. I know these last 2 weeks, man, they've been something else. Hello, Koopa Kid, but we're trying our best. I literally last night I spent time leveling everything and checking it all and doing a test stream. And today, when Deux got here, we did a test on all the microphones. And then when I went over to start the show, it just wouldn't do it.
Just
So
took a
hello,
dump.
Anastasia Beaverhausen, a Giant Reggie, and Blood Ocean 07. Hello, Cartmaster. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, we're trying. I wish I could tell you what's going on. Like I said last time, the Firefox update on its own decided that we can't do what we normally do. So I have to run an older version of Firefox, but it updated anyway, even though I told it not to. So we're trying again this week. It's working. I don't know if the audio levels are going to be perfect as far as the audio only version of the show, but we're doing what we can do. We'll get there. Solid Master Link says the age-old IT advice works. Maybe the order of what you boot has something to do with it, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. The only thing is I had Audacity open while I was working on the other issue, so that probably had like an old setting on it, and then I restarted, and we're okay. So here we are. We're doing it. I got to use Opera GX. You know, William George? I'm willing to try anything. I can test that during the week and see if that works out.
It's free.
Now, see, that's really loud here, but it's not super. Oh, God, super. I'll take the loud. I could just turn the volume down a couple. Everything's wrong now. Everything's wrong. All that time I spent
It's
yesterday
How
wasted.
did the iPad's volume change? That's strange, right?
You tell me, man. I got no clue.
Man.
I got no clue. So I went through and leveled everything. Hey, Josh, can you talk to me? Let me see if you're sounding good.
I'm feeling so great. Thanks for asking.
God, it's I don't know. We just gotta go.
I don't know.
This
I
makes
mean, I
me
could turn
so
the volume
frustrated.
up on the iPad one more and then see what happens. Yeah.
I mean, you could, but this speaker is going to be loud for us. I mean, the volume for everybody listening is
You could
good.
put something on top of the speaker.
I'm not worried about
You're a sweaty.
I'm not worried about us, but thanks, Josh. I am a sweaty
Shout out to my bros.
because it's hot in New Jersey today. Holy moly.
Whoa,
This
baby.
is the hottest day of the season so far. It's the hottest day we've had in a long time.
like 90
something. Yeah.
And the humidity is not helping.
Oh, they want me to check George's levels. George, how you doing? Feeling lime. I'm feeling lime.
I'm a little hot, but this is the weather I prefer for lime growing and carrying.
Lime growing. I didn't know George grew limes.
Well, how do you think he has so many? Yeah, he's constantly going back and forth from the lime farm that he's got.
It's a mess,
10
man.
Division says maybe the audio can't handle all those limes George has. It's true. It's true. And they also say I walked outside earlier and it felt like I was in a hot tub. Dew and I were talking about
Look
that.
at what Hailey and Tom said.
Giggle.
No.
And he's a grower and a shower.
You know, I've never
It's true.
noticed. You've had George for a long time. I've never noticed that some of the limes are like bruised. Has that just happened over time? Though?
Yeah, I mean that is not a poster. That's a real life window
So
into George's
Those
life.
are the
so.
original limes.
So considering they've really hung in there well.
Limeade on tap, says Solid Master Link. That's right.
Ooh.
Koopa Kid says, I'm just finishing my mail route. Not gonna lie, I'm sweating a little bit. Mombrain, could you hit us with that, please?
Well, there's a few things that I could hit you with.
The one
Hey, I'm sweaty.
I was looking for the
Nice.
exact one. Not gonna lie, I'm sweating a little bit. There you go. All right, guys. Man, this just I'm not gonna lie, it just threw my whole vibe off for the show. Like to know I spent hours doing that, and right before it's just like, nope.
I thought you said we were going to have a chill pod today.
I did too, because I took extra time to record and practice everything before the show went live. But here we are. So,
Well, take a deep breath. Introduce everybody.
hello, Deux Michaels.
Cuckoo.
Hello, George. Hello, Mombrain.
Hi.
Hello, the one and only world's best singer, Joshua Grobot.
I'm a party animal.
Oh, are you going to a
I'm
party?
the star of the
Oh,
show.
all right. Josh, do you have a party to go to this weekend?
Sure, whatever.
Is it like a celebrity party?
That's none of your business.
Yeah, you know, I mean, when we saw the picture of you hanging out with Rosie from the Jetsons.
Yes, I really did.
We saw, but it looked like it was more than just hanging out. Like, I don't want to be crass or anything, but
Hanging and banging.
good for you, Josh. Good for you. I'm not even going to say that because that's disgusting. Never mind. Good for you, Josh. We're happy for you. Are you two?
Thanks. Very cool.
Is it rude of me to ask if you're still together?
That story was boring and dumb.
Oh
Whoa,
man.
man, he needs somebody. Rosie is older, so he needs somebody that can keep up with him nowadays.
I'm a party animal.
I know. I heard.
Yeah.
All right. We have a couple stupid things we want to talk about before we get into the meat of the show. Dew Michaels and I both watched separately the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie, and I thought it was great, and Dew thought
Yeah, it was really fun.
it was really fun. We won't spoil anything, but he did say there's great cameos in it. There are
It
a number of
helps-
great cameos.
It helps if you were a fan of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers,
Yes.
which I was. So
I imagine you were a big fan of Monterey Jack when you were a kid.
yeah, I liked Monterey Jack a lot. So yeah, it was great to see those characters back. It wasn't like too cheesy or anything. Like it didn't seem cheesy, and it didn't
No.
seem too I don't know, diluted or like base humor. It was kind of funny. Like it was clever and funny, and
I laughed out loud legitimately a good amount of times. I really enjoyed. I thought there were no jokes that fell flat. There was some where I didn't feel like I was motivated to laugh, but there was nothing where I was like, oh, that's a bad joke. It was just like either the story was going or I laughed, which is a lot more than I can ask for comedies. Like it was good.
yeah,
Didn't overstay its welcome by any means.
Not
It's
at
a
all.
very quick hour 30.
hour and 30 minutes, and it's out.
I said I don't want to spoil things. Like we said, there's a lot of cameos, not just from real life actors, but from animation as well. Like this is not just a Disney character movie. There's characters from Warner Brothers and every animated property. I don't want to get
That
it.
picture you sent
I
me, you
know.
showed me yesterday.
I don't want to get into specifics, but yeah, did you happen to see the one cameo that is on the bench in front of the police station?
Yes, I would have.
That needs to be a t-shirt.
Yes, I love that.
She was in the tub and I was watching the movie and I paused the movie and took a picture and went in to show her because I'm like, you got to see this cameo. You're going to
It's-
love it.
Yeah, it's great. It's like it's a very meta commentary. Like you
Yep.
could take it as a commentary on like today's day and age, or you could just laugh because you recognize the character, and it'd be funny to think of that character in this situation. But
Drake Gamer says exactly what I thought. He says, I want to see those movies in the movie posters. Me too. Especially the one that was in the end credits, which is one that they tease earlier in the movie with a celebrity cameo.
Yes.
I would pay to see that movie.
yeah,
If you wanted to watch it, what platform would you watch it on?
Do I have Tubi?
and it's not on Tubi, Mr.
No,
Bateman. I'm
it's-
sorry. It's on Disney Plus only.
But I've seen everything.
I think we're good on volumes now. Everything looks good here. If it's a little loud for us at the table, I don't care. So the plot of the movie, without spoilers, is there's tunes from throughout history that are getting kidnapped, and they're being used in bootleg movies. We'll just say that, and it's
He's heading towards certain death.
it's really great. I mean, it's great. I honestly have no complaints. Tentavision says the one thing that I hate is that they make a point to say these characters aren't CG. They're 2D animated, even though they are incredibly obviously CG and ugly CG too. Well, not ugly necessarily, but they're very hard to get used to. I mean, it didn't bother me. It's par for the course today.
it didn't have this. Maybe that's I didn't.
Hi,
notice
Super
it.
Sanchez.
My brain didn't notice it when I was watching it, but that is an interesting comment. It didn't have that feel that, say, Roger Rabbit has.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's
because of that, I'm sure.
So the characters in this movie that are supposed to be traditionally 2D animated are actually 3D models that are cel shaded, for the lack of a better term, So it doesn't look exactly like it would in 2D animation, but it's fine. Like, I know they're not going to do, regardless, if they went traditional 2D animation, they're still going to draw it out on a computer. Like, it's not like they're going to do it all by hand like they used to. And to be fair, that makes it easier to film because they have a 3D model that can react to a camera rig. Like, if you're drawing literally in 2D, you have to have all the shots planned out beforehand, and then the animator draws to those shots. With a 3D model, when you put it into the scene, it will look appropriate for the camera movement. So that's a whole layer taken out. And for like the painstaking amount of work that goes into that, I understand. Now, would I like it better just regular hand drawn? Of course, but it's a concession I'm willing to make. But it was great. I really liked it.
Considering it wasn't really a movie I thought about at all. Like, I never was like, what I would love, like a Chippendales Rescue Rangers movie or something like that. And then it came out, and obviously watched it last night, and I was thinking, I wonder if this is like, I don't necessarily want this to explode into a thing, but I was like, this could be fun to do like a whole bunch of other. There's like a cameo at the very, very end, and I was like, I was like, I never really liked that character that much, but like it would be fun to see a similar type of movie with like some different characters.
William George says, might give the movie a shot here later today since Deux enjoyed it. Well, there you go. Yeah, it's great, and like we said, it's an hour and a half. If you end up hating it, it's not like it drags on way longer than it needs to. There's no point in the movie where it drags or slows down. It's a very easy ride the whole time, but it was great. And I'm not a big fan of Andy Samberg, and I liked him in the role. And
same with the other guy, but that's just on a personal level. But like
John Mulaney, I like, but I don't like him after all this stuff that came out. But as far as an acting job goes, he does fine. They were great. They played off of each other really well.
I thought they were good.
Everybody's good. Everybody's good. And it's just great because it's not even a genre. Well, I guess it was somewhat a genre, the Roger Rabbit genre, where it's live action and animated put together. But there's other examples, and they all suck. There's like Cool World, which I can appreciate on a technical level, but not as a movie. Like Roger Rabbit is a technical marvel and a great movie as well. Hello, Nightwind. But I just love that idea of meshing the two worlds together, and now we can make those films easier. And Disney, I know it's not great to be like Disney. I applaud what Disney did here, but Disney didn't have to make this movie where they included animated characters from other companies. Like, that's just a legal headache for them to take care of, especially with some of the characters that are in this movie. Because there's characters from animated shows and movies that I would have never expected to see in this.
When I saw some of them, I almost like paused the movie and Googled some stuff because I was like, does Disney own all these characters? Like, there's no way they own this part, like this character.
There's definitely a healthy amount of characters that are in there that are not Disney owned or affiliated. And some from franchises where I was like, I'm surprised those characters are even in there. But it was great. I really enjoyed it. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this was announced a long time ago. They're doing a new Chip 'n Dale cartoon, but it's not going to be Rescue Rangers. It's Chip 'n Dale like living in a park and doing things there. Like they're not trying to do a reboot.
Like a park with swings, or like a state park.
Like a state park.
So they're still rangers.
I don't know that they're rangers. I think the Rangers,
State Park Rangers.
I think the Rangers bothering with them, like they are like stealing acorns and whatever.
So like a Yogi Bear situation.
Yeah, more like that, which is fine. That's great. I don't think we need this movie and then a Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers animated series as well. Like, if you're going to continue with Rescue Rangers, keep it going forward from this movie. Do a movie every couple of years or something, whatever. This was great. If somebody said there was a sequel coming, I'd be like, I'm all for it. So I was excited for this movie before, and I liked it better than I thought I would. So good stuff. If you got Disney Plus, check that out. And it is family friendly. There's plenty. It's like old cartoons. There's plenty of jokes that adults will appreciate, and they'll fly right over kids' heads, but it's very family friendly as well. You're not going to, I think Chip says hell at one point, but he says hell because he's talking about the actual hell and not saying it as a curse word. But other than that, it's family friendly as far as I can think. It was good. Well, I was going to do this. Oh, by the way, Nicky Hill thought he was going to be here, but he had to work. And he actually had things to talk about this week as far as
what I sound like?
What he played. but you'll have to wait to
Ain't
hear
that
those.
always the way?
We'll all have to wait because I didn't hear them either. He kept
We
them a
just
secret.
have to wait and
That's
see.
right, Josh. So we'll have to wait on that. And Kirby is doing manual labor or something. I don't know what's going on, but we didn't know he wasn't going to be
Sure,
here until
whatever.
the last minute before the show. So
His skills are needed elsewhere.
I was going to do this with you, a focus on you, Deux, and Kirby, but now I'll do it with you and Mombrain. Mombrain, as long as you're willing
Ooh.
to play.
I'm always willing to play. Do we need like
No, nothing yet. I don't know how long this is going to go for.
Okay, but
Mhm.
We got a new bongo.
Sure, why
Okay.
not? PlayStation put out a gamer dictionary. They put this out online where they were like, gaming has a lot of words and phrases that don't make sense to people outside of gaming, and even some that don't make sense to people inside gaming. So they put together a dictionary, and I thought I would go through these, some of these, and see if you knew what they were. I don't want to start out too difficult, but I think they're going to be difficult. Like everything in the letter A is difficult already. All right. I'm going to bounce back and forth between both of you. Mombrain,
yes.
what in a video game is a bot?
A bot is like a computer played character entity.
Yeah, you can do get that Windows ta-da ready because you got it. Yes, that's correct.
Very nice.
There we go.
Thank you.
All right, Deux. I'm going to go a little bit tougher on you.
Uh,
Oh, no, I'll start off easy. What
thank you.
is
Let me get one right.
what is camping?
Camping is when you hang out in a certain spot waiting for people to spawn so you can get easy kills.
That is correct. Very good.
Right.
All right. Mombrain, what?
For $1.
Thank you, Billy. What is a fetch quest?
A fetch quest is.
Don't you look at chat.
I'm not. A fetch quest is when you're playing probably like an RPG like game. I'm thinking like
Sure.
like let's say Breath of the Wild, and it's just a quick little like go get this, bring it back, and maybe you get a little something for it, or you're going to use that item later.
I'll accept that. Yes, that's correct.
That's so fetch.
Where's your ta-da? You earned it.
Those
It's
are-
like that. This is like the H3 podcast where Ethan wanted to ding every time the numbers went up.
Yeah. Fetch quests are Lube's favorite, are they not?
Yeah, busy work. Yeah, virtual busy work is Lou's favorite. All right, we're gonna go one more modest, and then we're gonna dial it up. Deux, what is in the video game world grinding?
Oh, grinding. Another thing Lube loves to do. That's
Right.
that's where you basically you play to level up. You try to level up as quick as you can, and usually it's like, fighting a certain enemy over and over and over.
That
things like
is
that.
correct. I'll take a ta-da on that, Mombrain. What are you doing on your laptop? Is it cat related?
It is not cat related.
What are you doing?
I was just looking at bras.
Bralets?
With cats on them.
Cat brawls.
Maybe.
All right, here we go. We're gonna kick it up. Mombrain,
Yes.
what does AOE stand for, or what does it mean? I'll take either. If you don't know, you can pass to Deux.
Oh no.
Okay.
And if
based on
you
that,
don't know, you can pass to me.
Nice.
AOE.
Do you remember that song that I used to sing all the time? FOE.
Yeah, I do.
FO. It's not. This is not related, but that's right.
I'm gonna say it means
Into the microphone, please.
area of expedition.
Final answer.
Yes.
You got 2 out of the 3 words right.
Ooh,
Can you guess what word you got
area
wrong?
of effect.
Together, you guys got a ta-da. I'll take it.
Nice.
Area of effect. It refers to attacks which cover a certain area with a damaging effect. Not bad. So you guys passed that one together. That I count that.
Excellent.
I like it.
In the world of video games, what is cheesing?
This is for Mombrain.
Sure, you could play the music again.
Well, I mean, I took first dibs on the last one.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, I'll do it, but I
no,
don't
go
want to
ahead,
be...
do. She's passing to you. Cheesing.
Cheesing. Isn't that where you smile for the camera?
Sorry, Mombrain.
I'm
Deep
going to
in thought.
say cheesing is when you win a game and you pan the camera to the face of your character who you won the game with.
Now we need to Price This Right horn. I'm sorry. Cheesing is both of them. Cheesing is an exploiter tactic in a game which either avoids or significantly reduces the challenge of certain enemies or situations. So, like,
That's why
let's
we
say-
wouldn't know what it is, because we wouldn't do that.
It's like, you're
Yeah,
like, if
we've
you
got
get the
odds.
boss to walk over here, he gets stuck, and then we can just shoot him in the face the whole time and he dies. That's cheesing.
He totally cheesed that. Can you say
Yes.
that?
Yes, that's how
Okay.
you would use it.
All right.
Like, I just cheesed his ass. You would definitely
Now,
use it.
RMC, you probably, I know you have the answers there, but you probably knew all of these, right?
I knew cheesing. I'm looking for one that I didn't know. I'll keep going until there's one I stopped looking about halfway through. Here you go. Here's one that I didn't know. FF.
Fishy fishies.
That's incorrect.
Was that friendly fire?
See, that would make sense, but no, that's not it either.
Is that like, it's like, does it have something to do with like F in the chat?
No, that's something different, but that's not a bad guess. FF, according to Sony, is shorthand for forfeit. FF is commonly used in multiplayer settings when a player, a team concedes victory to the opposition. Now, I've seen GG for good game.
Good game,
Or
yeah.
get good if you want to be a jerk. But FF for whatever I said, forfeit. I didn't know that one. We'll do one more. Then
Yeah,
we'll go into
I
news.
usually just quit the game. I don't even say FF now. I'll stop.
How about ganking? Ganking. Ganking.
Is that when you pretend to be Miles Morales' best friend?
No, it's not. Mombrain.
Yeah, these got hard quick.
Ganking is like when you find a nope. Ganking is when you hide. You set a trap for somebody, like you put out something real valuable, or you like find like a loot drop or whatever, and you hide somewhere and you just wait to pick people off when they come get it. Ganking. May you please repeat
Pretty good.
the word?
May you please repeat the word? That is incorrect, but there was some little sliver of what you said that makes sense. So I want everybody to know Mombrain's playing the old and the new horn, so you're not hearing things. Ganking, according to Sony, a portmanteau of gang and kill. A gank refers to any in-game death caused by a group of assailants.
I got
or mobs.
ganked.
So I would normally say like my
Your
kill
ass
got
just got
ganked, as in
ganked.
like I was shooting someone, but then another person came in or another team came in and got the kill. So they ganked me because they took my kill. But they're saying it's more just like I would only use it when a kill is stolen from me. They're just saying it's when a gang comes in and kills everybody. So slight difference there. But yeah, there's a lot more on here that you've heard. HUD, Mombrain, you know HUD?
The heads up display.
That's correct. Invisible walls, that's not a crazy one. JRPG, lobbies, loot, like, but go check it out. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. It's on PlayStation's US site. I don't know if it's on their other ones, but it's called PlayStation's Ultimate List of Popular Gaming Related Terms. There you go. GoNintendo bringing you the latest news on Sony's website. Mombrain, can I have the news jingle, please? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I just left to come back.
Thank you. There wasn't a lot of news this week, but we got some stories worth covering. Did we talk about Twilight Princess last week? We did, didn't we?
Well, I think there's
Yeah,
a new
'cause
Twilight
you-
Princess story this week.
Oh, yeah?
Because
Okay.
the story last week was that, it could be
Oh, yeah,
bundled
yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
Wind
yeah.
Waker, and then this week they're like, hey, guess what? You're never seeing Twilight Princess ever again.
So Tantalus is the company Nintendo worked with to bring Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword to the Wii U and the Switch. As in Skyward Sword on Switch, Twilight Princess on Wii U. And they were asked if Nintendo has contacted them about bringing Twilight Princess HD to the Switch. And Tantalus says, this is Tantalus CEO Tom Craig. He says, no. And look, we'd obviously love to do that, but that hasn't been a priority for Nintendo, or at least not in conversations that they've had with us. So they have talked to Tantalus, but Mr. Craig says that they were not asked to do this. Now, here's the problem I have. I can't see Nintendo doing this and Mr. Craig being like, yeah, this is what Nintendo said to us. Like, Nintendo wouldn't let them say that. I just can't imagine this random third party is going to be like, yeah, when Nintendo talked to us, but not about that. So it's not happening. That just, like, we've never seen a company ever say anything like that. So I don't know that I believe Mr. Craig. So I don't know. I'm not saying he's a liar, but if they were, I don't know. I could go either way on it. It just would be mind-boggling to me for a company to come right out and be like, nope, they didn't ask us, so we're not doing it.
Cap.
So do calls cap. I'm saying I don't want to say the game's happening. Now, here's the other important part of it. Nintendo could be doing this port, but they could be working with another company. They don't need like Tantalus did the actual porting process to bring the game from Wii and GameCube to the Wii U to make it HD. So now that the HD version is done, Nintendo might not need Tantalus's work to bring it over to the Switch. It'd be much easier to do. So then maybe they're just not working with them on it. But I don't know. I just don't buy the fact of Tantalus being that open about what's going on with them. So
You think he would have just been? You think he should have just said no comment or something? I don't understand.
See, that's the thing. If he said no comment, people will be like, "Oh," but if he says
legendary,
this, see that I'm trying to think of what I would say. I would have just been like, I would have said, my comments don't indicate anything in the works, but I do have to tell you, when we talk to Nintendo, we're not allowed to divulge what we're doing.
Why would you say that?
Because I have to let people know that I'm not confirming or denying. Like when
yeah.
when Nintendo says we don't comment on speculation or rumor, people are like, "Oh, there's something there." But there's a way to basically say, "Listen, if we are doing something, we wouldn't be allowed to talk to you about it anyway." So
The game is fun.
well, yeah, we could ask Reggie. Reggie will be more open nowadays. He doesn't know what the hell's going on, but
yeah.
So who knows what's going on? You have a more forthcoming statement from Craig than you would normally have from other companies. So maybe we should take the guy at face value. I don't know.
Isn't Twilight Princess the one with the ball and chain?
Lube's favorite weapon, yes.
Yeah. Reggie likes that too. Well, he liked it because he thought it was blockchain.
If it's got block or chain, I'm in. I love Mario because of block. I love Zelda because of chain. William George says, I'd buy them both either way, or they can re-release the CDI games on the Switch. I don't know that Nintendo would ever acknowledge those games.
They're trying to get away from that, right?
Yeah, Nintendo's cool with the Virtual Boy was a failure, and so was the Wii U, but that Zelda is a step too far. I wouldn't. It would be. Let's put it this way. If Nintendo put those out, I would 100% buy them because I've never played them and I know they're terrible, but just to have them on a new format, that would be nuts. I'd be so shocked that Nintendo would do that. So I just don't ever see it happening. Highly and Tom says the ball and chain in Zelda Twilight Princess is the mummified remains of a chain chomp. It's a fact. I don't know if that's a fact or not. Anastasia Beaverhausen says the ball and chain were a lot of fun in Hyrule Warriors. See? That's where it worked because you got to use it a ton in that game. In Twilight Princess, you didn't use it a ton.
Rarely used it. Yeah.
I remember getting that and thinking this is really awesome. But then for that dungeon that you get it in, it's great. But you got to lug the sucker around. And
if I recall, wasn't Twilight Princess kind of notorious for having like really cool one-off weapons that you like never really used again.
More so than any Zelda, I would think.
That
Yeah.
spinner
The
one
spinner was
very
awesome.
sweet.
Riding the spinner like around the tower, like up the top. Yeah, all that was
Very
great. But then
cool.
there's a couple other minor instances where it's used, but by and large, yeah, it's like, okay, that dungeon's over. You don't need that anymore. And they're too impractical to use in other situations.
Twilight Princess is, notorious for that. And they even had ukus, which we never saw again as well. I mean, how can you?
That's the real sad point right
I
there.
want Tingle riding an uku. That's what I want.
Make it happen. That's the thing every Zelda fan wants. King Talsha, hello. He says hello. And yeah, the weapons in Hyrule Warriors were so awesome. Yeah, that game is all out combat. So that stuff makes a ton of sense. I was really happy that they took that route and brought some of that stuff back. And King Talsha also says, I'm happy we'll never see, we've never seen ukus again.
A lot of uku hate somebody else said ukus are creepy.
I don't know why they're beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know what's, is it the saggy boobies or the weird bald head? I don't understand what's creepy about that.
Yeah, right. Tantalus also talked about working on Skyward Sword HD, and they said it took them 1.5 years to get the controls right. Now, don't get me wrong. There you go. Beautiful animal. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure in that 1.5 years, they were doing other things. It's not like they were just working on controls and doing nothing else. But throughout the course of 1.5 years, they spent all that time getting controls right. As you might remember, Skyward Sword on the Wii used Wii Motion Plus and was a very different controlled Zelda experience when it came to combat and item usage. So bringing that over to the Switch wasn't so easy because the Joy-Con can do what the Wii Remote did, but not as well as the Wii Remote because the Wii Remote had an IR sensor to point at the center bar, whereas the Joy-Con does not have that. So they had to work around that, but they did an excellent job. But then on top of all that, they also had to make the game playable with just buttons, which it wasn't on the Wii release. So for those who have a Switch Lite, they had to make the game work so that only portable, you could still play it. So yeah, you can understand how controls took such a long time to come together.
Why don't you guys have uku tattoos?
Because no tattoo artist would ever do that.
Uku.
Look up online, see if somebody's got a uku tattoo. Mr. Craig says, it's the hardest thing because we're working away at this, and all we're imagining is Al Newman with the Joy-Con in his hands, assessing, critiquing whether it feels okay. It's hard to underestimate the significance of Skyward Sword from a gameplay standpoint. I mean, here's this controller that we've never seen on the Wii, and here's a game about a freaking sword where you're waving this controller around. That's the kind of game it was. A great majority of people loved it. A few people didn't. Generous statement. What we're trying to do is replicate the joy, the freedom of that experience on a totally different piece of hardware. We felt that we had the potential to be criticized for it, but we also felt here's a huge opportunity, especially for people who maybe found it challenging or a little bit kind of exhausting waving the Wii remote around, to give them a different opportunity. Well, if you were waving the Wii remote around, you were playing incorrectly. You didn't need to go that crazy with it. But yeah, you and I both played the Switch version, and we think they did an excellent job with the Joy-Con controls. You have to recenter more, which I understand, but it worked great.
Surprisingly, I'm having a hard time finding some. I mean, it's OOCCOO.
I mean,
sure. I believe so.
I mean, I'm not. You guys could be the first. It would be. I think it'd be.
I don't know about that.
I think you should do it in the same way that you know who has the tattoo of the eyeball.
Oh,
it should
talking
be
about a family friend. She's talking about.
Yeah.
We can say it. I won't say names.
No, don't.
A family friend has an eyeball tattooed on their ass.
On their ass cheek, but
yeah.
it's also bloodshot.
Oh, of course.
Right? I mean,
eye.
look, I've never seen it personally. I think, Deux, you're the only one at the table who's seen it, right?
Yes, I have seen it in my dreams every
Hasn't
night.
been the same since. King Broly says, meanwhile, on the Wii, it took 5 years. I wish certain other external developers could be as open about the development of their game as Tantalus is with this. It is nice to get that transparency. I agree. And it's not something we get very often. And they don't seem to be ones for PR speak. So I applaud them on that. It's nice to get straightforward, meaningful answers. It's really interesting. So thank you for those comments, Mr. Craig.
How about Uku on one butt cheek and Tessie from Earthbound on the other butt cheek.
That would be a dream come true.
Yeah.
Now that's a game. Where are those guys in Smash Brothers? Give me an Uku playable and a playable Tessie. That's what I want. This is funny. What is this? Somebody's got a what on their, what is that on their ankle? Anastasia Beaver has and says Count Olaf. And they have a tattoo. They're showing a tattoo on somebody's ankle.
Oh, Count Olaf is from oh my goodness.
Frozen, no?
I thought it was.
Oh no, that's Olaf.
I thought it was the Jim Carrey played it once, and
series of unfortunate events.
Yes, that Netflix show is actually decent.
I read a bunch
heard
of the
it was
books.
good.
They were fun.
Yeah, I heard it was good. Twilight Princess has Malomart, so it's the best Zelda game, says
Wah,
Red
wah,
Souza.
wah, wah,
That's
wah.
what you
Argue
do.
with that.
One ass cheek is Uku, and one ass cheek is like the Spotify QR code, so people scan it and it plays
Yes.
Malomart song.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
Josh is in.
Josh is in. Josh can't even get tattoos as far. I guess he could. It'd be
We'll be right back.
no. It'd be very painful though. It'd be like hammered into him. I guess you could paint them. I guess
I'm a
paint
party
works.
animal.
You are a party animal. All right, I won't take it away from
Moving
you.
on.
Moving on. Can I get a drum roll, please, Mombrain? Switch was the #1 hardware in Europe for April 2022. Thank you. Yeah, we're totally fine on volume with that. Just I'll take loud here. Just don't want you to get where you were. You didn't care.
I care deeply.
No, I'm just having an internal crisis, but want you to know everything's fine. Europe, Switch was #1.
I'm upset that you would like just.
No. I didn't mean it like that. I meant like I'm like very worried about it, and I know you guys are cool.
It's not gonna happen.
It's cukes. All right. so-
Cukes.
Cukes. Cool as cukes. Cucumbers.
God, you're
Cucumbers.
you're the cutest thing I ever did see. You know
Aw.
that?
What? My mom used to say that to me all the time.
That just made it cuter.
My dad used to.
Do you know what my
call
mom-
me Ace and Bull Boy.
You know what my
and- well,
mommy
he
used
still
to
does
say to
all that.
me?
Don't eat candy. Don't take candy at Halloween because you're not allowed to eat it. Don't let the dog outside because Hawk's gonna steal them. All these are true.
You know my poor mother. I hope she's not listening.
Drink your milk.
Yeah, that she hated. She bought me a special glass at Laneco just so I had to drink. You know, we were children of the 80s and 90s. We had to drink a full glass of milk with dinner or we would like crumble to nothing.
That's right.
And she bought me a special glass for it. And I never, not once in my life, have I ever seen my mother drink a glass of milk. And it never occurred to me as a kid to be like, hey, listen, a-hole,
We
you
never
hate
thought of
this
that.
stuff
Yeah, we
and you're
never thought
making
of
me
it.
drink it.
Well, they're adults. They don't need to drink it. You need it for strong bones.
So #1, my poor mother, because I told her that I was like, oh, raw meat's going to go away. That I said to you, while you're away, do you think it would be, is it cool with you if I invite my mom to come? And she is like, she would like literally murder for you anyway. But when I told her that you were like, no, don't do it while I'm gone. I want to see your mom. She was like, oh,
Well, yeah, you said that, and I was
Isn't
like,
that
why
sweet?
would you like? Your mom is one of the few people, like family-wise, with anybody's family, where I'd be like, yeah, I like when they're around. Come, have them come over.
she like died a little bit inside. Like,
So is she gonna come over?
she's not sure because they have like people coming to visit and they're going away. So
You are-
she is coming,
You
but
are leaving out the main reason why I said this.
because you want to play, that's not true. You want to play a trick on her, but that's not the main reason. Anyway,
don't know if
let me
I-
just, before you do that,
Go
let me just
ahead.
say, you know what my mother used to say?
My mother.
She used to say, you can think it, but do not say it, because I'd had to have like the last word or like be fresh about something. And she would be like, you can think it, but don't say it out loud. That's what she used to say to me.
That's Didn't work.
Advice.
Yeah, it didn't work.
I don't know if I told this on the podcast before. I feel like I have. When Mombrain's mother was here last time, she didn't know that the Echo, she knew that the Amazon Echo controlled the lights, but she thought it was only responding to my voice. So one morning when she was staying here, she was reading and she went and just sat in the dark until I got up, and because she didn't know she could do the lights on her own.
Hey, what happened?
So now when she comes back, I want to set up laser pointers like in the kitchen on the floor and just have like 2 of them on, and I'll be like, oh, hold on, I'll deactivate the alarm and be like, Echo, turn off the alarm. and I know she'll believe it.
Wow.
So I want to do something
She,
like that.
for the record, in case you all didn't know, my mother is quite possibly the sweetest human being on the planet. Like,
She's great.
she's such a gentle soul. Like,
God bless her, can't spell a word.
but like, she's just a,
We'll get her on the podcast. When she's around, we'll get her on the podcast.
she won't
Nice.
know what to do. She'll
That'd
like
be
have to
great.
stand up and like,
I know. She'll be like full face of makeup and like a fancy outfit or something.
oh, she'll have a prom dress.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right. Europe, Switch, number 1, April 2022. We can do a fake NPD game here after I get into the Switch numbers. So Switch was number 1 in all of Europe for April 2022. This marks the 7th consecutive month that the Switch was number 1 across all of Europe. 290 consoles were sold across Europe altogether. That's all platforms combined, which gives you an idea of what game sales are like across Europe. 1 million accessories were sold in that same time period. 10.8 million games were sold in European markets in that same time period. 1.48 million wallets and point cards were sold during this time. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga was the fastest selling Lego game released so far just from the April data. And it was the 5th best. It is the 5th best-selling game in Europe for all of 2022 already. And Kirby and the Forgotten Lands has outsold the previous best-selling Kirby game, Kirby Star Allies, and it did that in just a month. All right, your top 20 software. You already know 2 of them because I just mentioned them, but I'm looking for the rest of the top 10. This is all of Europe.
Be quiet. I think I hear something.
Yeah, it's not called NPD though, Josh.
But you said we were playing an NPD like game. I think you just.
NPD.
Thanks, Josh.
NPD. NPD. Is that what I sound like? Is that what I sound like?
Whoa.
I'm afraid so.
Thank you, Josh. So yeah, I'm looking for top 10 in Europe, all of video games for the month of April 2022.
E-Ring, Elden R.
Elden Ring is number 2. Yes.
Animal Crossing.
I don't think so. Where's that cave? We never hear that caveman anymore.
I think it's.
Is it a mummy or?
Mummy.
It is a
whatever.
mummy.
Oh,
It
what
is.
caveman is? 1, 2, 3. That's for you, Crazy Colonel. Crazy Colonel, the guy who does the podcast artwork every week. Thank you. He said he was talking to his wife one day, and they were just saying 1, 2, 3 back and forth to each other and crying from laughing. And I was like, "We've been there too."
That is so good.
All right. Yes, Elden Ring. Any guesses? Mombrain, Animal Crossing is not on here. No.
Oh.
Horizon, Frozen Wilds, or
Horizon Forbidden West is
Forbidden
number
West.
9. Yes.
Is GTA still on this list?
Grand Theft Auto 5 is number 5.
I
yes.
can't even believe that. Kirby?
Kirby is number 6. Yes. So then you know I mentioned another.
Did we say
game.
Mario Kart?
Mario Kart is number 8.
Ooh.
You guys are doing good.
Switch Sports.
Switch Sports is not on the list.
Ouch.
I feel like it is, and I'm missing it. Go on. Nintendo Switch Sports is number 4. Sorry.
All right. Well, you said the Lego Star Wars.
That's number 1. Yes. So you have 1, 2. You don't have 3. You have 4, 5, 6. You don't have 7. You have 8, 9, and you don't have 10.
There's obviously a Call of Duty in there, right? Because they're
Not in the top 10.
All right.
So I'll give you hints. Number 3, it's a sport, and the Europeans love it.
FIFA.
Very
FIFA.
good. Very good.
Okay, number 7, it's a franchise that was birthed by Sony on the original PlayStation.
Crash Bandicoot?
Birthed by Sony. This is a Sony-only franchise.
Oh, Gran Turismo?
Gran Turismo, yes. Number 10, it is a Nintendo franchise. It's been around for, what, 22 years? 21 years? Just started when we were in high school.
Huh.
Very popular. Extremely popular.
Oh my
Pokemon?
Pokemon Legends Arceus or Arceus is number 10. There's your top 10. So big things. Oh, Mombrain, what does MVP say?
When I'm in the ring, it's
Clobber
about. It's
time.
gonna get real.
When I'm in the ring, it's gonna get real.
When I'm in the ring, it's gonna get real.
Is that not what he says? I guess.
No. It's funny because MVP. So we've been watching wrestling since I was still living at my parents' house. So
I
it's
mean,
been
straight
a
up
long
balling
time.
is what he says.
He used to say
I
that.
mean, that's in my head.
He has the MVP Lounge, which is his chat segment on Raw. And for literally decades now, he always says, "Welcome to the MVP Lounge, where where little things are stopping and big things are popping." And he says it every time at the start. It's like, all right,
Seems
Mombrain,
inappropriate.
how does the Miz start his show?
When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
Now that's something he says, but that's not show related. You're right. He just says "Welcome to," and then the crowd says "Miz TV." No,
Oh.
you don't
No.
even know.
The most must see. I'm the most must see
Go on.
superstar. I'm the most must see superstar.
Yep, said with that same level of confidence too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who has other things that they always say. Well, what did Enzo and Cass used to say? I'll take any of them.
Oof. I forget.
Somebody
used-
call my mama.
That's always your go-to. That guy's been gone
It's the
forever.
only thing I know.
And it's his song. He never said it.
He wanted to.
Mombrain, come on. They spelled a word.
Jeez.
And they spelled it incorrectly. And the crowd did it with them.
I forget.
SAWFT. Soft. You forgot all about that.
I forgot
man.
about that.
It is what it is. Unless it's Jeff Hardy, you don't remember.
I mean,
Jeff
that's not
Harvey,
true.
as that one man
That's
said.
not true. I'm also a real big fan of RK Bro. The
Okay.
entity.
Okay. Well, then what does Riddle say? What's his new catchphrase?
Riddle me this.
It's riddle me this, Gypsy. It's about being high.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I can't remember.
It's related to Stone Cold.
Oh, 420 says we just smoked your ass.
RK Bro 420 says we just smoked your ass. Yes.
Man, these catchphrases are getting less catchy over the years.
Well, he is a dumb character, so he came up with a dumb catchphrase. Not that any other wrestlers have great catchphrases, but some of them are good. All right, first comment comes from Giant Reggie, and they say, "What did Nintendo say to the Switch after seeing these numbers? Europe pretty high on those sales charts, kid."
You read that almost in a Borat, like
Numbers,
what?
numbers,
What
numbers.
did
What did Nintendo
say,
say to
Gypsy?
Switch after seeing these numbers? There you go.
Now that's good.
Whoa!
That's good.
That's in the chat. If you're not in the Discord chat, you're missing out. I think I closed the wrong window. We're going to skip that. North America, what do we got this week? What are we at? Oh, okay. I'm gonna North America, my friends. What do we got this week? We got Token Ranbu Warriors, Deadcraft, Amazing George Remastered. Wow.
Thank you. Finally, I just want to thank my lines.
Finally got some recognition. Amazing Superhero Squad, Ampersat, Arcade Archives Fighting Hawk, Arcade Archives Pro Tennis World Court, Blow and Fly,
Sounds hot.
Chefy Chef, Connecto, Construction Machines Simulator, Bridges, Buildings, and Constructor Trucks Simulator,
Good, good.
Cook Serve Delicious, the 2/3 bundle,
I'll take Chefy Chef. Thank you very much.
Cotton Fantasy, Doctor Hospital Hypochondriac Simulator.
How
a great
how are
name.
these being read weeks in a row? Isn't this like they come out one week and then they're not new anymore?
Well, Europe and North America can be slightly different.
I guess so.
Dogs Donuts, Dungeatress, Equestrian Training, Flat Out Pixel Racing, Flippin' Cactus, Galacticon, Gosha 2, Guild of Dungeoneering Ultimate Edition, Invasion Waves, Isekai Bridge Hunting. Nope, Isekai Bride Hunting. Sorry. Japanese Nekosama Escape, The Mountain Cottage,
Hmm.
Kitty Memory, Kiddy, Kids Art
No,
Coloring
thank
Book.
you.
Let's
Easy.
Get Fit. Mahjong Magic Cat. No, damn it. Mahjong Magic Casual Puzzle.
Hmm.
Maximilian Fortress. Paradise Island Driver. Pig Ship and the Giant Wolf.
Close.
Pixel Game Maker Series Lab. Puzzle Collection. Red, White, Yellow Stingray. There you go. Salad Bar Tycoon Extended Edition.
Man, it's like
Man, that sounds good. Shmup Mania. Snow Bros Special. Source of Madness. Superplex. The Future You've Been Dreaming Of.
Whoa.
You want to know what that's about? You're like some ghost that follows a girl in high school to help her like achieve her dreams in high school. But basically, you're
Not
just a
gonna lie, I'm
pervert
sweating a
ghost.
little
Yeah, that like watches the girl while she's on her bed and shovel like that.
man.
Spicy meatball!
The Legend of Dragonflame High School Collection. The Rusty Sword Vanguard Island. This is a great title. It's so good. I'm going to save it till last. They Always Run. Top Speed 2, Drag Rivals and Nitro Racing. Wolf Stride. And then the final game, There Will Be No Turkey This Christmas.
Something is looming.
There will be no
What
turkey
the
this
heck?
Christmas. I'm going to
I
look at
wouldn't
it.
have a problem.
I mean,
There will be no turkey this Christmas. There it is.
that's amazing.
You'll
You know,
get no sympathy from me.
just
Who
listening
eats
to those
turkey
titles.
for Christmas? That's like a European thing.
On Christmas Eve, a
turkey.
small turkey manages to get inside a barrel, hiding from the Silva family that intended to roast it. Now, disguised,
Silvas,
it
that's
begins a saga of running, hiding, and running a little further in search of freedom.
Oh my
Man,
god!
That's nice.
listening to those titles, though, they're just so ridiculous. Like I can't even.
They are interesting to say the least.
What's wrong with you?
I mean, we've had this conversation many a times where it's like something's ridiculous, but it's popular, so you don't think about it, you know. And these are just like new and not necessarily popular, so
Yeah.
they're going to stand out. But like they're so weird, such weird titles. I'm
There's
not
a lot of,
complaining, it's
I mean,
funny.
yeah, yes, there's no marketing department at work here on some of these. So. Would you want to handle the Nikki Hill?
I would love to, as long
all
as
right.
I get that sweet soundtrack in the background.
I was about to ask if you had a preference, but
Yeah.
we'll,
Oh wait, Josh. I'm sorry, Josh. You got to bring us in. Even though he's not here, we'll let you do your thing, Josh, because you
What
do
are
it so
the
well.
next European masterpieces? Let's find out with
Deuxy's.
Releases.
Thank you, Josh.
What's coming out, Dewey? Don't call me Dewey. We've got Cotton Fantasy, Bad Writer, Behind Closed Doors, A Developer's Tale, Deadcraft, all in caps, Divination, Egg Runner, Galacticon, Geisha 2, Guild of Dungeoneering Ultimate Edition, Pig Ship and the Giant Wolf, Puzzle
Ooh, very
Collection, Regular Factory, Escape Room.
Oh, that's what I sent to Nikki Hill in a text through.
Nikki would love that. Speaking of Nikki, Snow Bros, Nick and Tom Special.
Ooh.
Superhero Driving School. The future you've been dreaming of. First of all, like superheroes, I can see the appeal of wanting to be a superhero, but driving school?
Well, you know, some superheroes can't fly. They got to learn how to drive to get somewhere.
I
So.
suppose so. The future you've been dreaming of. The Legend of the Dragonflame High School Collection. There will be no turkey this Christmas. They always run. Will die alone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeesh. World Map Crafted City Builder. And last but certainly not least, Token Ranbu Warriors Demo.
Thank you, Dewey.
Yeah.
That was a
pleasure.
horrible job because you read everyone almost exactly correctly and you did it very quickly.
It's definitely not. It's missing the charm of a Nikki Hill read through.
So we'll take it. That's pretty great. All right. Well, I guess this is as good as time as any to get to the commercials. Joshua, can you do it for me, my friend? Give me the toss to commercials as only you can. Oh, boy.
Moving on. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Previously on Chat of the Wild.
But what we have to do is there are these seeds in these little holes that we have to put specific water on to make them grow up. And we get the Mario sound effect for the vines going up.
Yes.
Like it's what exactly is the sound effect for Mario that they use?
Can you guys just do that simultaneously again? Thanks.
Chat of the Wild, breaking down Zelda and Zelda-like games, one dungeon at a time. Wednesdays on the HyperX Podcast Network.
Do you like the TV show Friends? Then check out Watching Friends with me, Mark.
And me, Ryan.
Every week as we go through every episode of this iconic TV show, giving you behind-the-scenes facts, our thoughts on every scene, and some personal stories.
Do you know which actor can't remember how many seasons of the show there are? How about the one common household object that could never be seen on the show? We've got the answers and more as we explore Friends in depth every week.
Watching Friends, only on the HyperX Podcast Network.
That's a bold move.
Sure, whatever.
For a podcast, because like you have a finite amount of stuff you can
So they're
cover,
literally
right?
only talking about the TV show Friends?
I have to tune in to find out. But yeah, when you're done, what happens? Like, do you do it all over again?
Well, I mean,
Or
Friends
you're like,
is-
let's watch the European version of
There's
Friends.
a lot of episodes, so they could go through episode by episode.
Yeah, plus
perhaps.
there's like so much pop culture around
Yeah,
Friends.
I don't know. We'll have to tune in to find out.
I mean, Nintendo. I mean, I guess Nintendo is always coming out with things, but you know, Nintendo is a pretty specific.
Yeah, but they're like breaking down episodes. But you know, there might be topics that I guess they could. You know, I guess multiple episodes of their podcast could be about a singular episode of the show because there's so much to discuss or break down. But yeah, it's like you're working with a finite amount of information. It's not like new episodes of the show are coming out every week. I got another ad read, but it's a live one, my favorite. So let me get my music. Yeah, I like it. Did I set it up right? I did. Hey, guys.
Hey, yeah?
Make room for huge plays with the HyperX Alloy Origin 65 mechanical gaming keyboard. You know, I love my mechanical keyboard, but it's already falling apart. The one that I just bought
Really?
is already, the keys are rubbing off and some keys are sticking. And I spent a good amount of money on that. This is not like this is completely honest. It's not part of the ad read. So maybe I should look into this keyboard. And also the Pulsefire Haste wireless mouse. The Alloy Origin 65 has a functionally compact form factor, keeping the arrow keys without the numpad and function keys. Who the hell uses a numpad anymore? Does anybody here use a numpad?
What? Oh, I know what that is.
Numbers.
I love numpads, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Personally.
I take it back. The Pulsefire Haste is the lightest wireless mouse from HyperX, featuring a robust connection up to 100 hours of battery life. I just changed the batteries on my mouse this week and is even water resistant for those spicy computer sessions. That was my line, not theirs. The Alloy Origin 65 and Pulsefire Haste wireless. Keep your setup clean and clutter-free with both of these from HyperX. Go to HyperX and check them out. Thanks, HyperX. Oh my God, that worked out perfectly.
That was perfect.
There you go. That's how you do a live read. You have a little fun with it. Nope. Gone. Okay, let's move on.
Moving on.
As soon as I find the right... Okay, here we go. Nintendo has a new patent that is for a attestation program. Basically, it's something to fight cheaters. So it is a new system that Nintendo is, they filed a patent for. And as we always say, just because they got a patent doesn't mean they're going to implement it into a game. But this seems like something they likely will do with multiple games going forward, especially those with online play, because Nintendo wants to squash cheaters. Cheaters became a pretty big problem in Splatoon 2. These ganking cheesers. And Nintendo wants to avoid that, I'm sure, this time around. So they have this new setup that will constantly monitor for cheaters and rerun this special program to check for the cheaters and then bounce them. So it should be something that permanently keeps these people out of the flow of gameplay for those who want to have legitimate online sessions. Again, we don't know when this will be implemented, but it certainly sounds like something that would make sense for Splatoon 3 and every online-enabled Nintendo game going forward. So hopefully that's what we see. Holy moly. Shillelagh says, seems to me this is about catching people playing pirate copies of Nintendo's games as much as it is about preventing cheating. I mean, Nintendo's also big about that as well. Yeah, certainly. It's going to check the validity of the software first to see you're playing a legit copy of the game. Going on, Shillelagh says, it would make sense that it's easier to catch these people when they go online with illegal copies that have standout cheats enabled. I don't know. Does Nintendo brick the Switch systems or just kick them offline? I thought I've heard before of Nintendo bricking systems when they detect illegal copies of games. I'm guessing it would be far harder for Nintendo to catch pirates who stay offline. I think each copy of a Nintendo Switch game cartridge has a unique serial code license, and Nintendo can detect if it's been duplicated. But they probably need to be connected online for Nintendo to detect it. I presume digital copies work the same way. I've never pirated any games or hacked a system, so maybe I'm wrong. It's just little bits of information I think I've read before. Yeah, I'm not familiar enough with that stuff to tell you, but I certainly think this is also Nintendo saying, let's check if people's software is legitimate, and we'll start from there, because if it's not, knock them offline, and then go from there and see if people are using cheap programs outside of that, and then knock those people offline. So, you can say what you want about people playing with pirated copies, but I think we can all agree that the cheaters should be removed from the online experience because it ruins the experience for the rest of us. So, yeah, it's good in my eyes.
Knock them out the box, Rick. Knock them out, Rick.
Moving on. The Wii and DSi shops are still down. It's really funny.
This concerns me.
Because
can you still forgive me before you get into this? I couldn't even download the games that I've already purchased.
That's correct. They are down.
Oh, no.
They were not planned to be down, but roughly a month back, they were down, which is extremely funny because like a week before they went down, I hooked up my Wii to that TV I found in the trash, and I downloaded all those games. And now I'm really glad I did, because you can't get on. Nintendo at the time said, I don't know what they said, but it was like, we're looking into it. Now
they're not saying anything.
They're
right?
still down, and Nintendo has nothing to announce, quote, nothing to announce, end quote, on this matter. So a month where people haven't been, and now don't get me wrong, I understand the amount of people who are like, I got to get on the Wii and get my games is not huge, and same with the DSi, but you bought the games. You should be able to get on there and get them, and this is the kind of thing physical fans always talk about. They're like, one day, these things are going to disappear, and you won't be able to get your games anymore. Now, this wasn't planned for the Wii or the DSi, but things are still down. So Nintendo's not talking about if there was a security issue or a hardware issue or whatever, but something's going on and the services aren't back. And we've gone from a statement that assuaged fears to a statement that is like, uh-oh, we're in trouble now. So I don't know if Nintendo has some grand scheme working here where they're migrating everything to somewhere else to make it easier to work with. Hopefully that's the case. I really don't think Nintendo has been very good about saying, listen, these shops are going away at this time. If you have any dollars, spend them now because they'll be useless at this point. They've been really good about that. I can't imagine them just removing the ability to download games and not saying anything about it. They would certainly say something and they'd get backlash for it, but they would say something because that's
Correct.
what they would do. So something else is going on here. I don't know what it is. Let's hope it gets fixed. But a month in is worrying.
Yeah, and it's a decent theory, I think, that you came up with, that they're doing something on purpose, because why else would it just stop working? You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's an on purpose because of a nefarious situation or on purpose because they're migrating to new hardware. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say they're proactively doing something.
And I am literally like, if all goes well, less than a month from being able to hook up my Wii and download those games that I've been talking about ever since you found that TV on the side of the road.
I'm sure Nintendo's working on it. It's not like, Nintendo, it's not like there's a technical issue that Nintendo can't fix. It's not like their tech guy came in and he's like, I unplugged it and plugged it back in. It's not working. There's something else going on here. D says, hi, says, call me weird, but I loved that glowing blue light on the Wii. So did I.
Yeah, that's not weird at all.
The disc slot that would light up when you had some kind of message, Wii Connect 24 or something. I remember vividly before that system came out, Nintendo's promo pictures of the Wii had that blue light on, and everybody was like, is that light on all the time? I need to know if it's going to be on all the time. And I remember talking to Nintendo about it at press events, and they're like, we're not talking about that at this time. And it's such a silly thing for them to be like, yes or no. But instead, they were like, we can't talk about that right now. So I don't know. Our final top story. Can I get another drum roll, please? Is there more of that iced tea?
Yeah.
Can I have some, please?
I mean, what do you want? You want a drum roll or you want iced tea?
Drum roll for the iced tea, please. The Switch has outsold the 3DS in Japan. Yeah, it's worth a whistle tone. Thank you. Yes, the 3DS since launching in Japan has sold 24.75 million units. As of this week in Japan, the Switch has sold 24.76 million units, officially surpassing the total 3DS install base in Japan. And it did that in just over 5 years. What, 5 years? 2 months, roughly. March, April. Yeah, 5 years, 2 months, give or take. So like we said, the 3DS had a rough time out of the gate, but then it eventually took off and it sold 75 million units worldwide, and 25 roughly of the 25 million units of that, thank you so much, made its way into Japanese homes. So the Switch, as you also know, if you were paying attention to the financial data in the last few weeks, has sold 107 million units worldwide. So easily surpassing the 3DS, and now specifically in Japan. So that leaves just 2 more systems for the Switch to beat out in Japan to become the best-selling system of all time. It has to beat the Game Boy, which is at 32.43 million units, and then the DS, which is at 32.87 million units. So the Game Boy and the DS are very close, but they were around a lot longer.
Yeah, think about that. The Game Boy is up there. Wow.
Yeah, so the Game Boy, so to surpass the Game Boy, the Switch has to sell in Japan alone another 8 million units. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2. Yeah, another 8 million units in Japan alone. And it's at the 5-year mark. It's doable. It's 100% doable. And the DS is right after that. It's a 350,000 unit difference between Game Boy and DS. So this could be it.
Just Japan, you said?
Just Japan.
Now we're chasing, or the Switch is chasing the PlayStation 2. Is that worldwide?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the goal there for the worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah.
We're talking about, because I'm sure the PS2 didn't sell as well in Japan. That's probably
I mean,
why it's
PS2
not on
like
that
kicked
list.
butt everywhere, but portables reign supreme in Japan. They love portables, which is why the Switch is doing so well. Here's the craziest fact that's not even Nintendo related. The Xbox family of systems outsold, I want to say, the PS4 and PS5, but maybe it was just the PS5. I could find it on a site, but basically for the Xbox family of systems to outsell the PlayStation in Japan, that's unheard of. That's crazy to me.
What are they playing over there?
That
They're not
never
big Halo
happens.
Fans, are they?
No, it's got to be Game Pass stuff. Like, man, if I was more prepared, I could give you the information I want. We usually have the hardware sales, and I don't have them.
Well, you're prepared when
right
it
now.
comes to Nintendo information, so I don't think you should beat yourself up about this.
We always have the hardware numbers, but I was the one that used to report them. But now somebody else on the team does, so I don't know. Numbers. I don't know what they're how they format it. So I don't. Oh, here we go. Okay. So PS4. Oh my God, are you? This is insanity.
Oh my God.
The Xbox Series S.
Oh my God.
Sold 6,100 units this last week in Japan. The PlayStation 5 sold 2,200. The PlayStation 5 Digital Edition sold 453 units. Now, stock is limited. Don't get me wrong. Stock is limited. And the PlayStation 4 sold 22 units. So it beat PS4 and PS5 combined. The Xbox did in Japan. That's nuts. Also, to put things in perspective, the worst-selling Switch system of the week in Japan was the Switch Lite, which sold 9,000. So it beat all other systems combined. The Switch sold 20,000 units this week in Japan, and the Switch OLED sold 35,000 units. So combined, the Switch sold 65,000 units in a week.
That's fun. That's funny because you're saying that the Japanese love their portable gaming, and yet the Switch Lite was the least sold out of all those three.
Yeah, I think it's only because they are all portable, but why not get the one that can also be played on TV?
I'm just teasing, obviously. Yes.
But yeah, man, that's crazy.
I feel so powerful.
I feel so powerful. In all my years of covering Nintendo news, I legit can't remember the last time an Xbox outsold a PlayStation in Japan. I cannot. This is like unheard of.
I cannot.
All right. That's your news. Dude, what have you been playing? Oh, I can get rid of this.
Nothing. I played a little bit of Fortnite with the boys this week, but that's it. Haven't been playing much else. Yeah, I gotta work out a better way to talk to you guys when we're more than 4 on that Fortnite, because it doesn't seem like they're gonna fix the chat issue that's going on there. But
Hi, Blinded by Daylight. Yeah, there's a chat issue in Fortnite where if you have a bigger party than 4, whoever is the 5th member that joins in, the beginning of their audio gets cut out when they're talking. So depending on how long, if you're like, yeah, over here, or yeah, I'm okay, or nobody's going to hear any of that. So you have to be like, yeah, I'm okay.
It's really, really frustrating.
So how
for
are
a
you
guy
using
like me.
Discord?
So I know what my problem is. I'm using AirPods and the microphone is in the pod itself. So I put the large headphones over the AirPods so I can hear the game, but then no one can hear me. I thought it would go through just like my cheekbone, I thought that would just...
My cousin, we're using Discord as well to avoid the problem. And my one cousin uses AirPods and they sounded like you did. And I was like, I think it's an AirPod issue. And she switched to some, like a 5 below crappy wired headset and it was perfect. So
yeah, I should just use the regular Apple earbuds or whatever, have the mic on the thing so that the mic would be out of the large headphone range.
If you do that, you'll be set.
I just don't know if I have.
Bad?
No, it's good. Thirst quenching.
That thing. I'm sure I do. I just don't
I think
know.
We have an extra actually.
Just don't recall where it is.
We got a few of these, right?
I couldn't tell you where.
I'll take a look.
What a racket.
You know what? This is stupid.
Yeah.
I have so many headsets that would work. Did you just want one?
You don't have to do that. I appreciate it. That's sweet of you to say. I'm not, again, T-minus 1 week, 2 weeks or something, and I'll be screaming with the rest of you. But for now,
I'm not gonna lie,
keeping it low.
I'm excited. I'm sweating a little bit. I'm excited for that.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited for you in general, obviously. Hello, Laxter. But I'm very excited for that too. So you can
because I wouldn't mind, I would have the audio coming out of the TV. That doesn't matter to me. It's just I don't want to disturb anyone else who's around me.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Makes sense. Mombrain, what have you been playing?
Penny and Flow, baby.
How's it going?
Great. I think I surpassed level 2000. So.
How many levels are there?
There's probably an infinite number of levels, I'm sure.
Well, you got to keep going. Penny and Flo need your help.
They do.
Quick, can I ask a question about your microphone?
Yeah.
Why is it pointed at your mouth?
Well, I feel like...
There you go.
I feel like...
oh my God, it's such a huge difference.
Oh, I feel like it's a weird... It's weird.
Talking
weird.
into the
really,
microphone
really,
is weird
really,
instead of it pointing down at your
weird.
chin. What I was going to say what podcast, but it would have to be H3 podcast where they were saying, I don't know what it was in relation to, but they said you're supposed to be at most a fist away from your microphone when you speak into it. That's at most.
A fist this, a fist this way, or
your fist
this way.
Your fist.
But they're using those top of the line Shure micro. I forget what they're even called.
I think it's
some special microphone.
I get pretty close.
Anastasia Beaverhausen says pointed at your mouth. That's what he said. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Ice Dilber says the wife is at level 1700 on Penny and Flow. She's got some catching up to do.
Well, maybe I just hit 1,000. Let me look. I could be wrong.
Oh, Hylian Tom says no video games for me this week, but I have started Duolingo to learn Dutch, which is a game of sorts, I guess. Yeah, you're true. Very true. Not you're true. you know, I would like to learn another language, but what am I going to do with it? I guess I would learn Spanish.
You should learn
Just 'cause-
Japanese.
Would be useful. Yeah.
Japanese would be useful, but it'd be more useful to be able to read it than hear it. But
Man, how cool would it be to see you speaking Japanese? It's so awesome.
I could learn from Court Jester. He knows and he teaches it. So
That's got to be a tough language to learn, though, man.
Yes. I am
well,
on.
watching Tokyo Vice, yeah, I'm
How impressive is Baby
guy?
Driver in
Yes.
that? He learned Japanese, like not just like phonetically learned his lines, like he learned Japanese
Yeah.
for that role.
You can tell, like I only watched the first 2 episodes. Still, I got to go back to it. But his character is someone who's so impressive with their skills in Japanese that they get the job at that paper. So he's got to you can't be bad at Japanese to be in that role. So he really took it seriously.
Yeah, really, really cool.
William George, yeah. William George says lots of Evil Dead the game over here. I really want to play that. Our friends should play that. I just don't know if they're into Evil Dead enough to do it, but it's asymmetric horror. It's like Friday the 13th or something like that.
That could be fun.
But it's coming to Switch. We don't know the date. It's out on everything else. It is coming to Switch. But yeah, I would love to play it. I keep saying it, and it's my own fault that we're not doing it because I gotta annoy people about it. But Dead by Daylight, it's extremely popular right now. And there's a big anniversary update and everything. Like, now's the time to jump in, and I've never played it, so our friends, I'm sure, would love it. All right, never mind.
Hey, Raw Meat.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You know what? I'm really good.
You have anything you want to ask me?
Yeah. What are you making for dinner?
Ooh.
Whatever the movie theater sells.
No, we're not
Pizzas.
eating. No, we're not eating movie theater food. Number one, it's too expensive.
RMC, what have you been playing? Oh, thanks, George. I appreciate it.
George had to rescue us.
What have I been playing? Man, I set myself up for the question. I don't even know. I've been playing Fortnite, obviously. Is that the only thing I played this week?
You didn't play anything for a review, or?
I don't think I did. I don't think there's stuff I'm working on for review, but I don't think I played any of it this week.
Have you just been that busy, or?
Yes.
Well, you play with your family quite a bit, right? Every night?
Well, I play while I'm not covering the site. And then after I'm done playing with them, I go cover the site. So my cousin just this week was like, what are you doing after you get off here? I was like, working. And he's like, oh, that's bad. I was like, that's what I do every night when I'm done here. And he's like, really? And I said, yeah, that's why I'm playing when I'm playing, because I'm not covering the site. When I'm done, when you guys go to bed is usually right when I jump on to do work.
Your family's crazy because you guys, like, you'll play with me until like 10:30 and I'm ready for bed. And then they're all up playing till who knows when. And then you're up anyway. And it's not that funny, but like, even if you weren't updating the site, you would still be up that late.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that you trained yourself. I think it's just you stay up like you're not like the
Hate
definition
going to bed
of a night owl.
And I'm a morning person.
It's funny because I was playing with my cousins and my mom, and we've gotten into a routine that we're playing a lot lately. So they'll always be like, do you want to play? And I say, yeah, I'll play. And they're like, I'm going to hop on at 11 or whatever. And I'm like, that's perfect timing for me. So we were just talking and they were like, what are your friends like watching something, or what are they doing? I was like, no, they're going to bed. And they're like, oh, I didn't want to assume, but I didn't know they were going to bed. And I was like, yeah, they are old men, so they go to sleep earlier. And then I play with my 50-year-old cousin and my 67-year-old mom until like 2 a.m.
It's not an age. Like, I like to think it's not an age thing because I did used to stay up later and now I do not. So I guess it is an age thing for me.
Extra props to my cousin because he will be like, I got an 8 o'clock meeting tomorrow. He's like, it's just a meeting. You sit there and listen. I don't have to do anything, but I got to be there. And he's like, I can't play too late. So he'll play till like 1 and then go to bed. So it's still a decent amount of sleep, but he's got to get up and get ready for work. So he's probably getting like 6 hours or something, but we're just having too much fun in Fortnite. I have a great time with you guys too. I would keep playing. Listen, let's put it this way. If family was on and you guys were on, I would play with you until you guys left and then hop over to play with family.
You know that we're going to all be going to bed because we're all old and a couple of the guys have like children and they use that as excuses as well. But
it often happens where we plan earlier in the day to play, and then we text the group, and usually, what was his name on the podcast? Music Man has disappeared because he's fallen asleep on the couch, and we don't hear from him until like 2:00 the next day, and he's like, "Oh, I guess I passed out on the couch."
yeah, I've been doing better with that. I don't know if you've noticed. Because usually I've been passing out, but
you have, and I have noticed. Yeah, honestly, I think it's the walking.
It could be,
because now when you're not walking, you're just happy to not be doing something. Whereas before you were I was the same way. Like walking gives me some sort of more energy in a way, just because I'm so happy when it's over that I can just like whatever. But yeah, you go out and you do that stuff, and you're like, the rest of the day I can relax, and you're not like beat because you're getting into a routine of doing stuff. So Tamakoto says, I'm 24 and I sleep before and after work. Well, I think most people sleep before and after work. But
I was in good shape yesterday. I was up until like 1:30 watching Yellow Jackets. I was like, boom.
That's pretty good.
Off to episode 5 for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Halfway. Might be more than halfway. I think there's 9 episodes on it. All right, let's do some questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
goninpod@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo. They can be about video games in general, or they can be about whatever the hell you want.
Whoa.
This week's question comes from Sydney. Sydney says, I know you said you like WWE, but do you watch
Sydney?
Do you watch AEW? Also, what do you think of Botchamania? I do watch AEW. I watch nope, that's a lie. I watch almost every wrestling program every week. I watch Raw live for the most part. And then I go over to play Fortnite with you guys. I watch AEW Dynamite and AEW Rampage and SmackDown recorded. Oh, and NXT recorded. But they're all, I'm watching them on my second monitor while I work because they are, I love wrestling and I don't want to miss any of it. But Raw, like I have no problem sitting watching Raw and like being invested in it. But I can also watch wrestling and be doing something else at the same time. I wouldn't get up and leave. Like if I get up to go to the bathroom or get something to eat, I'm pausing it. But I watch them on the monitor, the second monitor while I'm working because the story stuff is as important as the wrestling too. So I need to hear what's going on. But yeah, I watch Dynamite and I watch Rampage. I watch them both. I am probably in the minority. I don't know. I guess I'm not, to tell you the truth, when you look at ratings. I prefer WWE, not by a large margin, but
by what?
Large marge in.
Oh my god.
But PTSD over there, Mombrain.
AEW, I think, has this thing where it's like we are a serious wrestling company and we will be taken seriously, and our storylines are serious and our wrestling is really serious. And they have their goofy, funny moments. I get it too. And there's funny characters in there like Orange Cassidy and especially Danhausen. I love both of them. But and they're great. But like 9 times out of 10, it is like this is serious. And I like it. I appreciate it very much for the wrestling. My problem is I feel like every week they throw everything they got at every single match. And that sounds like something you would want to see every week. But it makes when everything is over the top, nothing is special. So like when every match has every move and every crazy thing gets kicked out of, it makes things not as special. And I think their skill is unbelievable. And I think their talents are unbelievable. But, with WWE, you get a mix. You'll get title matches in WWE on television, and then you'll get them on live premium events as well. But like when wrestlers are going to like go above and beyond, it works for me in WWE better because it works storyline wise and programming wise. If you're watching something that's outside of the normal hours and it's one of what they used to call pay-per-view, a premium live event, if you watch one of those, you're expecting something bigger and you get bigger things that happen move wise and storyline wise. And you get stuff where you're like, I didn't expect that. Or they hardly ever pull that move out. Like, that's what I like to see because it makes sense for a special event to do something like that. And then if I'm playing along storyline wise, it makes sense because the wrestler is like, this is for a belt for a major event. I'm going to pull out all the stops and do my biggest threats or my biggest moves to try and win this thing. So I like it from both perspectives. WWE also isn't afraid to do things that are silly, and it's hit or miss, but I appreciate the hit or miss aspect because when it hits, it really hits, and a miss is a miss, but they try it. So I feel it's got a better ebb and flow to it. I feel like Raw and SmackDown are in really good places now. I feel like Raw and SmackDown have been really enjoyable and well paced. There's been seasons, quote unquote, where it's not so great, but I can still appreciate it from the wrestling perspective. But right now, I feel like everything's jiving really well. And I'm a huge Cody Rhodes fan, and they've been doing really good with Cody. Like, he's got a segment on Raw every week. He's in major matches. They treat him well. They give him a big entrance. He gets to speak on the mic a lot. I'm loving it. And this week we were joking about it on Raw. They had a countdown to Cody timer in the corner to let you know when Cody was coming out. And I pay attention to the ratings all the time, and they got a huge boost when Cody came out. So it's working. And it's led me to believe like CM Punk being back in wrestling is a huge deal. But it would be an infinitely bigger deal if he was in WWE because they have the reach and that's the company where the majority of people know him from. And if he debuted over there, it would be a bigger spectacle. More people are watching those things. Like AEW had great ratings when Punk came out, but it wasn't anywhere over like 1 million. As from what I remember, like 1.2 or something like that, which is great, which is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. That's still the highest rated show on cable for TV that night. But, Raw's doing 1.7 or 1.6 and SmackDown's doing 2.0 or 1.9. So, yeah. And you know what the other thing is I feel WWE makes everything more grandiose and they pay attention. When you're watching the shows, the show is like real life, as in like everybody's playing along with the story. I feel like AEW is a little more tongue in cheek with that stuff, but WWE just makes everything feel more grandiose. These are all my opinions. I know for the hardcore wrestling community, that's probably the opposite of how they feel. But like I said, I watch them all. I love professional wrestling in general. So I watch them all.
In case you couldn't tell.
And then do I watch Botchamania? Yes, I love Botchamania. Botchamania, for those who don't know, very quickly, is like America's Funniest Videos, but for wrestling. So whatever happens in the wrestling world, whenever somebody screws up, this one guy, Matthew, I believe his name is Matthew, makes a compilation every so often of all the screw ups that happen at pay-per-views and TV shows. And it's great. And the wrestlers are in on it too, because he'll have wrestlers do intros. So like a wrestler will start off the episode and be like, you're watching Botchamania. And, they screw up. They poke fun at themselves. It's fine. So yes, I do like Botchamania.
Thanks for the question, Sydney.
Sorry.
Nothing to be sorry about.
Patreon question. Hey, Mombrain, did you know that you could join Patreon
for $1?
Oh, no.
I forgot to plug it in.
That's not my fault.
It's only for us though. Do you want, if I tell you what to do, I could tell you.
Just do that.
Oh, you can plug it into your laptop. Yeah. Well,
sorry, I'm not speaking into the microphone.
They heard it. They heard it in
Who's
for
they,
$1. The audience, the GoNintendo universe.
GoNintendo?
The GoNintendo universe. Hit me with $1 against because I want to hear it. Hey, Mom Brady, did you know
for
they could
$1?
join? Oh, thanks, Billy. Yes, so we talk about a whole bunch of crap over there. This week's Patreon question comes from Weird. They say a serious and dumb question, guys. Number 1. What about you has changed the most and the least over the last 16 years? If you could give your younger self advice based on what you know now, what would that advice be? All right, so let's start with what's changed the most with you. I'll let you guys go first because I just spent a lot of time talking.
Man, Mombrain, I'm leaving this to you to start off, I think.
What has changed the least is my love of cats.
Oh, I thought you were going to say me.
No, that has changed. It has grown deeper and...
Nice save.
No, I thought about that, but
like a river of love.
I have pretty consistently loved cats and adorable animals, consistently. Also, my fear of large Marge has consistently been so deep for all these years.
Growing larger by a wide margin.
By the marger. Oh, God. What has changed what hasn't changed the most? You know what I think has changed the most? I think
Mustache. Definitely mustache.
I think I know myself a whole lot better. I mean, I guess, is that like cliche? Like, I know myself a whole lot better now than I used to, and I'm able to like live that reality and authenticity a lot more easily now than I ever could. So that's like a huge change, I think, for me. And like the way I like relate to myself and take care take care of myself, and not in like a self-care, like you know, the what, like advocate for myself, or like get what I need for myself, is definitely a whole lot different now than it used to be.
Well, that's a very heartfelt, thoughtful answer. That's great, Mombrain.
Yeah, I should have gone first because that's going to be tough to follow.
Do you have answers now?
P.S. And by the way, that doesn't happen just like
happens over the course of 16 years.
It happens over the course of 16 years. B, with a lot of therapy and a lot of work.
Red Souza says, Mombrain has a lot of emotional intelligence. I'm always learning from her wisdom. I mean that sincerely.
Thank you very much. Also, I'm a very sensitive individual, which is difficult, but I think that that's where like the emotional intelligence comes from, because like I'm super sensitive. So if I'm in a room with like
I'll take the sensitive.
If I'm in a room with 5 people, I'm gonna find like emotionally the one that's like the biggest wreck or the most like upset or anxious, and like that's how I'm feeling, right? Like that's where I'm clicking in, and that's who I'm paying attention to.
Commiserate.
It's not a commiserating thing. It's actually like a self-preservation habit, right? Because like when you grow up around people who are kind of like unpredictable, or like easily upset, or like their emotions change really quickly, you have to learn to like change yourself so that you're not I mean, victim sounds really bad, but so that, you know, like they're not picking on you, or like you're not giving them a reason to get upset.
Yeah.
And when you're a little kid, like that's like huge, right? So for me, it's like it's hard for me to be around people who aren't all kind of like good, because if people aren't good around me, then like I have to work extra hard to be like, that's not mine. I can't do anything about, you know, like I have to know my place in that. And that's really, really, really hard when like you care about people too. And like, I want everybody to be happy, and I want everybody to feel good. And like, so it's hard to like disconnect from that, but it's definitely like a physical feeling of like, oh God, they're upset. Like we're upset. I'm upset now. And like detaching from that.
So you don't think you felt that 16 years ago or recognized it like you do today? Because I would say you've made some
I don't
insane strides.
Yeah, no.
I've known you for that long.
And then some. Both of you have known me for longer
That's
than that.
true.
Yeah, what is 16
That's
years ago?
right.
Is that like 2004 or something?
Well, we graduated in 2020, so we've known each other for 22 years at least. So 24 years, I would say I've known you. And we were together
Right, but
for
what year was it?
22? Oh.
16 years ago, yeah.
1990, says Hiley and Tom. I don't believe that.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It still feels, every year feel like 10 years ago feels like 1990, but it wasn't. Do you have some answers?
Yeah, you know, I used to be a lot more devil may care as far as just being silly, doing stupid stuff, wearing silly things out in public, going to Walmart, hopping on one of those motorized scooters, or like, you know, I had a Hawaiian shirt for every day of the week kind of thing. And RMC doesn't like to hear me talk about this, because like I've gotten a lot more like anxious and inward with how I feel about things like that. I think a lot more about what people would think about me or what they're, and in all reality, if I'm walking down the street, 10 out of 10 people aren't thinking about me at all, but like I'll get into my own head or I'll get really anxious, nervous, things like that. I also just with my internet viewing habits, which I've been trying to like curb a bit, with that and like the political nature of, our country and things like that. I've been getting a lot more depressed and again, in my own head about these things. It's not, I don't want anyone to feel sympathy for me for that. It's just kind of how it is. I've been trying very hard the past year, especially, but probably past couple of years to like, make some changes in those realms and not necessarily like go out in, a sleeveless lumberjack shirt or anything, but like, just try to be just a little more grounded and take everything one day at a time and like learn to appreciate the precious moments. A lot. I remember, back in the day, people would always be like, enjoy it now because it goes faster and faster, or like, take time to, honor your family, your parents, because they won't be around forever. And you don't think about it at the time as much, even though you're being told right to your face. So there's like a lot of things that I try to, in the moment, enjoy more as time marches on, just for those reasons alone. And, so that's like, those are things that have changed over time, but I think the important thing is I'm like aware of it and I'm trying to do better just for my own mental health and things of that nature. I've also, no applause, seriously.
No, I mean, we talked about it on the podcast before. I told you how I think you're doing. I can see the effort you're putting in, and I can see the change. And it's not hard, especially when you have a world around you that's telling you almost every step of the way to fight against the good you're trying to do. So, yeah, I think it's very commendable.
I agree.
And I have less hair.
I think we all do.
I really thought that was going to be your go-to answer right away.
Yeah. As far as what hasn't changed, I'm wondering what hasn't changed.
Your love of Maine men.
Yeah. Now that's just it's the only change is that it's grown. There's way more Maine men, which is a positive.
Hello, almost Dan. I wanted to
less
say
hair,
hello,
more Maine men.
Unless I didn't say that already.
Yeah, that's a fair trade.
How about George?
I used to have less limes, and now I'm trying to get more limes. My limes are bruised, and they never used to be. I used to be a lemon guy. What?
Wow.
Wait, what?
What?
That's.
Oh my God!
Limes all the time, baby. Are you good? You're done?
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything else.
How
about you, RMC?
Yeah.
Waxter says, podcast is real today. Quick, make a fart joke. It was a serious and a stupid question. So the stupid question is coming and you'll be very happy with it. What's changed the most about me? Well, man, now we're going to stick with positive things. Now I would say, are you waiting to hit a button over there or something? Yeah. Oh,
I'm just interested in what you have to say.
Well, the last 7 months of like trying to live more healthily, I'm exercising every day. I have never, ever done that. And I haven't missed a single day. And I just, I think I said this on a, I think I said this on a podcast the other day. I don't weigh myself. I just put on this one jacket to see how much bigger it's gotten. And I put it on this week and I was like, man, this is actually too big of a jacket now. Now, before I could wear it, when I first got it, I couldn't even close it. Then I could close it very snugly. Then I could close it and it fit okay. Now it's like I could go a size down. I was like, this is crazy. So that, without a doubt, because I've never done that in my whole almost 40 years of existence. I've never actively exercised. And
except for that time you got the Presidential Physical Fitness Award.
Well, that's true.
Sit and reach, baby.
When it comes to serious things like that, I should get that on a lanyard and wear it every day when I walk, like just to walk around the
medallion.
neighborhood and be like, right here, President's
Sit and
Physical
reach,
Fitness.
and you just drop like every like I don't know quarter mile, and you sit and reach, baby, sit and reach.
Did I tell you that when I got that physical fitness award, I got it. The last thing you had to do was the mile run, and I did it. And on the last lap, my shoe fell off, and I almost didn't get the time, but I got it. I think it was like
Wow.
8:20 or something was the time you had to do.
Perseverance.
And somebody I can say his name.
Did you think
Adam
this to yourself?
Pianka.
Wait, did you think this to yourself?
It's not gonna happen.
Adam Pianka grabbed my shoe and ran alongside me, and he was like, "This is your shoe. You can do it. You can get the shoe."
Nice.
And I was like, "I can get that shoe." And then I crossed the finish line and got the award.
You are a real hero.
So that's the
wonderful.
biggest change. The least that's changed about me, I would say, is me. Like I still am very passionate about things to the point that it drives people crazy. I love like being excited about things. I love sharing that excitement with people, and I know it's a lot for people to take. And only in recent years have I really come to realize how annoying that can be for people, because it's never annoying to me. I'm coming from a spot of it's annoying to me that other people aren't like that, because it makes me feel like I'm from another planet. I'm like, why aren't people like this? I don't get it. And a lot of people are very much in the other direction. So for me to be like, this is great and I love this and you got to check this out, I understand it. It's annoying. So I'm trying to temper it. I'm not tempering who I am or how I feel about things. I'm tempering how I come at people with that stuff, unless they're very close friends. Like when we were at our friend's engagement party the other day, our friend who is getting engaged, his fiance was talking to me about my shirt, which was a wrestling shirt. And I started to like, she was like, tell me about it. And I was like, what? Tell you about it. So I started going, and then I was like, and I forget what I said, but you were there. But I was like, I know I get really into this, so I'm going to step back a little bit. But if you want me to keep going, go ahead. And she's like, no, I'm legit interested. So I was like, all right. And then I kept going. I just got to like check myself, because it's a trait from my dad too, because my dad will trap people in conversations, but it's just hard for me to see, because he's like,
your dad's interests are very like dry to a lot of people. If you're really into it, he's a great person to talk to. But
this supermarket has unbelievable. Yeah, I'll take the market. He yes, his stuff usually like I feel like I can still notice when people are like not interested or trying to get away, whereas he doesn't have that. Or he doesn't. He ignores it completely. Yeah. So yeah, I'm still unapologetically me. I just try not to be overbearing with it for those who aren't intimately familiar with who I am, because it's a lot. Hello, Kalas. So that's that. Did we answer everything in that part of the question? If you could give yourself advice based on
what advice would you give yourself?
I don't know.
Just see, like,
I don't know that I would.
Pay attention to your parents while you have them.
I think
that's what I think.
You know how you were saying, and I wanted to talk about it, like specifically parents and older family members. You're like, they tell you things when you're a kid, and you're like, or not even a kid, like a teenager or stuff like that, and you're like, whatever. Oh, it's not going to be like that for me. And there's certain things where I'm like, they were right.
Yeah.
And like, now I get why they were so angry about some things. And like, I think about it now, because when I talk to my cousin's kids, I want to be like, listen, I'm not so old that I don't remember the times when I heard this stuff and I was like, that's not for me. That's stupid. I want to be like, there are certain things where, yes, they are telling you the truth and it seems insane now, but listen to them. But I think it's a natural progression for kids in general. You go through it. Most of them go through a period where they're like, I know everything. They're stupid. That'll never happen to me. And then just one day you're like, oh my God, it happened to me. And here I am. So
yeah,
listening to them, hanging out with them.
I would say, this sounds so stupid, but jot down questions that you might want to ask your parents and then ask them. Because there's questions that I can't ask anymore that, obviously you're not going to be thinking about questions all the time, but like,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be like you said, RMC, like listen to what they say when you get older. I mean, do that, but like, like just try to enjoy the moments with them.
The
That kind of
stupid
thing.
stuff. Yeah. The stupid stuff you don't even usually think about is what
Anything.
matters.
Literally anything at all.
Well, I think about it all the time when I'm playing Fortnite with my mom. We're just, being stupid and like we're playing a game together, but we're talking and hanging out and like this is important kind of stuff. This is this, with the pandemic, it's way more important. Not that it wasn't important before, but a lot of us weren't seeing family and friends for so long. I think that's really it. The people you really care about, family, friends, whoever they are, spend time with them and talk to them and be with them and
don't hesitate for a second to be like perfectly honest with yourself around those people, because you can't, like I would say, like it's too general to say like always be 100% yourself around everyone. Like that's not safe for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so first of all, it's like a miracle to have any number of family members and friends that you are safe to do that around. But like those people, like don't edit yourself or like censor yourself with those people. Like share that with them, even though sometimes it's like super scary. And so like I'm thinking about like my grandmother was like my person, right? And she died when I was younger, right? And she was young, but like I was able to like really share that part of me with her. And so I know that like she knew who I was going to turn out to be, because like she could take all the things she knew about me and like what she knows or knew at the time about the world, and like apply that right to like what she saw for me as an adult.
I mean,
and
you
like,
two are the same person.
And I think about like when I graduated college, my parents had like a dinner, and like my other grandmother brought like a guest book for everybody to kind of like write in. And I just saw it not that long ago, and I like my grandparents, the other grandparents wrote in it that like raising me was one of the greatest joys of their life. And like that's so cool, like to know that somebody like feels that about you, even though you're like some like ridiculous kid who like dresses up like an old person and like puts on plays and makes them watch, and they like loved they like loved that. That was like fun for them. Like they weren't like just being nice. They weren't, so
They
like
good entertainment.
I think my advice would be that like just find people who you can truly be your unedited self with, and just like continue to practice doing that, because that's where it's at.
That's healthy. Yeah.
All right. Weird also has a stupid question to counteract that one, which
Thank
is
goodness.
also perfect for our podcast. What do you find more enjoyable, a nice loud burp or a nice loud fart? Burp, hands down.
Yeah.
No question. Burp. If I don't know, me personally, burps are much louder than farts. I mean, I can do a loud fart, but like a burp, I feel like I could really like belt it out, and it's just more satisfying. There's been times where I've been in pain because I had to fart, but I just feel like burps are more satisfying in general. I want a nice loud burp. Plus, I can do a burp, and it's not going to affect other people. I'm not
Do
going
a
to burp
burp.
in
You're the
somebody's
only
face,
person I
like-
know who says do a fart and do a burp.
I'm not going to make a burp. If you burp, it's not going to affect other people like a fart would.
I don't
It won't
know.
reach as far.
I just had that experience at school the other day.
Well, yeah, but somebody burped right in your face.
No, I burped.
Oh, you burped in someone's face.
And the
that's right.
kid, I didn't burp in the kid's face, but I was kind of close. And we were in a box fort, and like we were both laying on our stomachs, and our heads were kind of close to each other. And the kid like totally went all in and just was like, and like smelled. Yeah,
Everybody's got their thing.
Let me tell you though, every so often I'll do a fart that I like didn't know was coming, and I like didn't realize how much better. Like I didn't see it coming that I was gonna feel so much better. You like rip one and you're like, holy cow, I feel so much better.
Almost Zen says, can you furp both at once?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure I have.
I
yeah.
have.
It's dangerous.
Hello,
Well, I've seen
Sneaker
everything.
Hacks. I'm sure you could do. I'm sure I have. Yes. So we're all team burp here.
No, I'm team fart. Yeah, I fart more than I burp, so I find farts to be more relieving. especially now in the past couple of months, I've changed my diet around quite a bit. So when I'm out walking with Pikmin Bloom, I've been letting out some real, like, I don't know what's jostling around in there, but it frees up some space. And I've been letting out some really, really satisfying.
Really proud of my work
farts.
lately.
I really am. And I don't want to like make anyone uncomfortable with a smelly fart. But I mean, burps to smell are gross too, but for some reason I don't find farts smell as offensive as a burp smell.
Wow.
I mean, I think fart smell is grosser, but like there's something about the fact that it was a burp. Like, I don't know what it is.
Fart smells smell like farts. Burp smells smell like food.
Yeah, they're like, it's like always different. Like it could be whatever. So
Yeah.
that's, you know, and a lot of times I'll burp and it'll be something I ate like 2 meals ago that you're tasting. And it's
Yep.
like, all right, this is a little weird. Like, why is that overpowering the rest of
Too much shumai.
So from a comfort level, I do enjoy a good fart. And you know what? When you have, and again, I don't want anyone to be like put out by my fart smell, but when you have one of those hot farts that like literally smells immediately, like you wonder how the smell even could travel from your butt to your nose that quickly. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but when that happens, as gross as that is, I freaking love that. And
Amazing.
it's horrifying, but great.
Unbelievable.
Nostalgia Beaver Hasn't says, I once threw up because someone burped in my face, but I've never thrown up because of a fart. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. That's true. I've never thrown up from the smell of a fart or a burp. So.
Now,
Oh my God.
if a fart was visible, that would be fascinating to me. I mean, be gross. You wouldn't.
This
I
why
think
you
I may
like
have-
Monterey Jack so much because he can visibly see the cheese stink.
Well, when I was watching that movie yesterday, it brought back a lot of memories because, like, just that whole scene with the cheese, I was like, "This is
I think I may
amazing."
have farted once or twice in my life that's been visible. I feel
thought
like
you were
at some
gonna
point
say
in my
it.
life I've had
There it goes.
I've dropped one that's like someone's been able to see.
All
or
right.
someone's not been able to see as a result.
Weird. Thank you for the great pairing of a stupid question and a serious question. That was wonderful.
You know, my farts haven't changed in 16 years. I'll tell you that.
I think they have. I think they've gotten worse. I would say worse.
Well, I've lost elasticity in my skin, so my cheeks probably flap a little more.
All right, guys, let's do some music. Send your music to GoNintPod. Oh, wait, you got to do the jingle, right? We got music. You want to hear it?
Oh, I do.
Send your music to GoNintPod@gmail.com. That's GoNintPod@gmail.com. Please put music in the title. We greatly appreciate it.
I'm so sorry. I thought that
Music.
was,
Take your time, Mombrain. It's not like we're live or anything.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
All right. It seems like you guys have been sending in a good amount of songs. I really appreciate it. We always need more. I want to get a backlog going, but we're getting there. We're getting healthy. So if you could send in more, send in as many as you want. All we ask is that you put music in the title and they are from or appeared on a Nintendo system at some point. So,
And
there you
I
go.
ask that you think about me and what I might know.
Streets of Rage or Mega Man 2 only, please. Both sequel music.
There's a couple more games, but not many more.
There's other sequels. Only go with the number 2 and you should be all right.
Yep.
All right, Mombrain, let's do it up. Let's do it to it.
Happy to do it. This one comes from Turbo K.
Or start with volume low, just in case.
Well, I had the volume off, so thank you. Who also sends a message. It's so good to have you back. First podcast was right back to the wonderfulness that we all know, love, and we're missing. And their podcast twins, in quotes, that we've been like with them through the pregnancy and the whole shebang.
Oh, yes.
They're almost 2 now.
Oh, my
and they
God.
are really flipping
Oh,
cute.
my God.
Yeah.
Thank you. I should take a second to say this. Well, thank you first off for that message. That's very kind. Second, we're all very happy to be back. Third, we're happy to be back in person. Fourth, I have to say this. Our numbers. The board's disconnected. I'm sorry. Have been going up every single episode since we came back, and we started out above where we used to be. So I don't know what's going on right now, but people are really enjoying. So anybody that's a new listener, thank you so much for sticking with us and checking us out. If you're a new listener, do me a favor. Shoot me an email if you have the time.
Tell us what's wrong with
you. Tell us.
Yeah.
Tell me where you found out about us. I want to know if it's through HyperX or something else.
And
but yeah, you can email me at rummycowboy@gmail.com.
If you're an old listener, we are super glad to be. We're very glad to be with you and to have like grown up with you along the way.
It's part of my DNA now. I'm there. Like this is the week where I realize where I have stopped myself from saying super and I catch people saying super.
That's the way to
I'm
do it,
there.
baby.
I've made the transition.
You are like me now.
Very Mario Brothers from now on.
Well, okay. There's certain things like you said supermarket earlier. That's a word. That's
fine. But my favorite part is to take it that far.
That's all right.
I'm not sure I ever use the phrase here, but I use it at school all the time. I tell the kids to be zippy quick. Like, oh, you gotta be zippy quick.
Never heard you say that.
Yeah.
Well,
wait,
good.
zippy quick. Gotta be zippy quick.
Just use zippy instead of super all the time.
My mother, her
Zippy
famous
market.
was quick like a bunny. I'm sure we were mothered by mothers at the same time. I'm sure you got
Your
quick,
mother.
quick like a bunny. No,
never heard that.
Ooh, quick like a bunny.
I was not told to do anything quickly, so.
I bet you weren't. I bet your parents were
It
like,
was-
whatever you'd
if
like
I
to
heard-
do, whenever you want to do. If
If
you'd
I
like
heard
to
quick-
take a bath this week, that'd be lovely.
If I heard quick, it was, don't ride that wagon down the street. It's too quick. You're going to hurt yourself. And I did not listen. I only fell once in all my years.
Again, this is
feels
from
like
Turbo K.
Feels like a Wario, maybe?
It's not a Wario.
Feels like a Sega game?
It's not a Sega game.
Is it first party?
It is.
Splatoon 2?
No.
Oh, that. I know that. Whoa, what system?
Switch.
Wii Fit Plus or what's Switch Fit Band?
No.
Ring Fit.
No.
Ring Fit
Adventure. I know that sound. Yeah, I know. All right, so it's not Splatoon, you said?
It's not.
And it's not Wario.
It's not. You played it.
Man,
Is it a franchise?
amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
What do you mean? Well, I mean, yeah.
It's a franchise. It's definitely a franchise.
It's not Super Mario Odyssey.
It's not Super Mario Odyssey, but it is Mario.
Mario on the Switch. What the hell is this? Mario Golf?
Nope.
Mario Tennis?
Nope.
Mario. Oh, they're Mario. Mario plus Rabbids.
No.
Bowser.
Nope.
Mario Kart.
Nope.
Bowser.
I
What?
couldn't even think
All
of
right,
a name.
stop the damn song. Oh, it's fading out anyway.
It's fairly recent.
Man, that's some good stuff.
Mario, and it's recent.
Fairly recent.
What the hell? Why can't I think of this? This is embarrassing. It's a first party song and I can't get it. And I know it. It's just it sounds so strange for a Mario game. I don't want to give up on this one, but I don't want to torture everybody so long. What's Mario Modern on Switch? It's like a spin-off game. It's got to be a spin-off game.
It's not really I mean,
All right. If it's not a spin-off, then it's Odyssey or New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe.
Nope.
Or Mario plus Bowser's Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, which Deux already said.
Man.
What's going on here?
nothing.
Well, what you didn't tell me if that was a yes or a no.
What did it was? You said what?
Super Mario 3D World
No.
plus Bowser's Fury.
No.
Well, now you're saying it's not a spin-off, so I'm completely
now you
confused.
do.
Mario Maker.
It's its own thing.
Oh, is it no. It's not Nintendo Labo.
Nope.
It's Mario and it's its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say Mario Maker?
It's not Mario Maker.
Is it the racing?
Nope.
Man.
It's not Smash Brothers.
Nope.
All right, go ahead. I'm not going to torture everybody.
Paper Mario, the Origami King.
Oh, baby.
Well, first off, that's a spin-off, but
Is it?
yes, that's a spin-off. It's a completely different genre. It's definitely a
Oh,
spin-off.
so there's more spin-offs than regular, you're saying? Because like literally everything's a spin-off unless it's like Mario Odyssey or Galaxy or something like that.
Yeah. You know, I'd say there's the sports spin-offs. You can lump all the sports games into one, and then stuff like this is a spin-off too. Man, oh man, I can't believe I didn't get there too. And I really like that game.
Yeah, no reason to get mad at Mombrain though, because you're upset at yourself deep down.
I am. No, it's not deep down. It's on the surface right now. Man, that sucks. Man, oh man.
All right.
Oh, very good. Very good.
This song comes with love from across the pond from Steve Irwin, R.I.P.
Thanks, Steve.
I don't know what that
sounds like. White noise.
Metroid.
This is what's going on with the quality here.
Oh.
You're gonna have to turn it down.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
No.
It doesn't have first party feel to me.
It's not.
All right, so it's whimsical. You know what it has, but I know it's not. It has a slight feeling of Psychonauts, but I know it's not Psychonauts.
Epic Mickey.
No.
All right, you gotta stop. It's too staticky.
I mean, that could be. Yeah, that's.
Take it out and blow in it last time we did. Like, this is the same cable you use in the iPad. There's got to be something wrong with your laptop. Yeah, that did it. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Plug it in now. Let's see. There you go. Still not the best quality, but I don't know what that. You said this is Switch?
No.
Oh, what system? Insecticide. GameCube. Is it some like licensed Disney Pixar thing?
It's licensed, but it's not Disney Pixar.
Warner Brothers.
I don't think so. No. I don't think so.
Garfield.
No.
All right, go ahead. I don't know. I'm not going to torture people.
Yikes. Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh,
I played that, but I don't remember that.
I've never played that, but always wanted to.
It's the best licensed Simpsons game, I would say. That platformer one wasn't bad either, but this was the best one.
Better than the arcade game, eh?
You're right. Yes, it's the second best licensed game. The arcade one is legitimately good. Simpsons Hit and Run is good, but
what's the platforming one?
EA put it out. I don't even remember what it was called. It was like The Simpsons or something, and they actually had like all the voice actors involved. Like they did a big budget Simpsons game. It wasn't bad, but it's not like I can't wait for a platformer. Who's making it? Oh, EA. Yes, the kings of platforming. So it wasn't bad though.
All right. This one comes from our pal, Freddie Fro, who has left a note that says, I feel like this is a cozy one Mombrain would love. The best Saturday morning enjoy with coffee.
Great.
Game.
We're screwed.
Like out on the deck.
Well, I like it, but my guess would be a guess out of nowhere, so I got no clue. Steel drums. My answer is Mario.
No. It's on the Switch.
Does it sound like something RMC would have played?
Probably not.
I'm sure I've heard of it, but
Oh, you've definitely heard of it.
Oh. A short hike.
No.
I don't know. Go ahead.
We don't know.
It is new Pokemon Snap.
Well, I didn't play it, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pokemon music always gets me, too. Boy, this is great. Let's do 2 more that I get wrong, and then we'll never do music
You
again.
take this very personally.
I
There's
do.
Other people at the table. You know.
Okay. This is a longtime listener, first time
Oh.
submitter,
First time, long time.
who now goes by Rick Filet, like Chick-fil-A.
Thank you.
But back in the day, you'd see me on the site as Genetic Repo Man.
Oh, that is a name I definitely remember. Not a lie.
All right. So give me a sec.
Well, thank you, Rick
saying
Filet.
not a lie made it seem like a lie. I
meant
you
that.
until you said
I meant that. I meant it.
Just
Really
have to
not
get
a
through
lie.
the ad. Sorry.
I legitimately remember that name. Oh, now this one I know. Why am I doing so poorly? You can turn it up. What system? Switch?
I believe so. Let me just double check. Yeah, sure.
Okay, is this
Yes.
ukulele?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could tell by that. It's a very specific song from that game, but it's that, I don't know, that melody, that style of melody is Grant Kirkhope through and through.
So that was from Rick Filet, and it was ukulele on the Switch.
All right, I got one.
And we have one left.
We got one. Sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I believe this one comes from Ask Me. Like, that's the name that I'm going to go with because there isn't a name given. I just want to make sure there's no ads. Okay.
Okay, this could be Pokemon.
It's not.
Okay. Is this like DS or GBA?
64.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Licensed?
I don't think so.
Beast Wars.
No, I don't think so.
Is it a racing game?
I think so.
Yeah. Racing game, San Francisco Rush.
Yes.
Hey, there we go.
So it was San Francisco Rush Extreme Racing on the 64.
Man, I used to play that all the time in the arcade and on the 64. That was a lot of fun. You know what else I used to play in a similar vein in the arcade? Arctic Thunder, which was the jet ski one, but it had the giant vents on it. So when you hit the boost button, it would blow air in your face. I was like, this is awesome.
That's so cool.
Then, people did what they do and they stick like garbage and stuff in there. So you'd go play and get pelted with popcorn kernels and stuff.
Yeah, and then it stopped being cold. It was like warm air coming out of it. Just like, ugh.
And every once in a while, you're like, I don't understand why it's wet. Why is it wet?
I think it's a fart.
Can somebody get up there and fart in that thing for the next person? That's funny. All right. Well, I got 2 out of 5. I'll take. We got 2 out of 5. We'll take that.
Will we?
Yes.
Thank you. Will we wear wigs?
No other choice.
Thank you for sending in your songs. Again, send in your questions or your music to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
Please put music or question in the title, goninpod@gmail.com. Do you have something to take us out with?
I do. I
All
just I just heard from Nicky Hill. He's on a closed set right now. He and Kirby are actually cast as the mocap actors of Mario and Luigi in the new upcoming Mario movie. That's why they pushed it back, actually, because they weren't happy with the mocap that they had. So it will look strange with Chris Pratt's voice and Always Sunny's voice coming out of Mario and Luigi.
Always Sunny's voice.
And I like that guy better than Chris
Charlie
Pratt.
Day?
Thank you. Yeah, and I couldn't even think of his name. But yeah, so when you're watching that movie in a year or whenever, folks, just think of Nicky Hill and Kirby because that's who's doing the action.
So when Nicky Hill and I dressed up as Mario and Luigi, that was like him method acting back in the day.
I believe it was.
Wow.
I believe it was. I believed it. I was like, the Mario's all right, but that Luigi's killing it.
I had no idea. Wow. The things, well, good for him. If he's going to be away from the podcast for a week, I think that's a good reason.
Yeah,
for it.
It's valid.
Well, thank you for sharing that insider information with us.
Yeah, no problem. Usually, there are rumors. This one was true, though, this time.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
So, it's the after show.
All right.
Are we going to address the elephant in the room, or are we going to let it go?
Oh, I say we let it go.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just better that way.
I agree.
Fine.
Maybe.
Hey, that's fine.
Yeah, when we have Nikki next time, maybe we can, but I think it's not worth it now.
Fine by me. There were some great comments about the elephant in the room. I don't know if you saw one of them in particular, but it was
a
dream come true.
I saw some very early on. If there were any that happened later, I didn't notice.
It was about I'm trying to say things without spoiling, without directly relating to what we're talking to. I guess I'll wait until after the show. Yeah. Well, we're going to see a movie tonight. We're going to see Men.
Oh, wait, it's a movie?
The A24 movie, Men. 2 men for men, please.
Alex Garland, the director.
And 1 woman.
1 woman and 2 men for men, please.
I hope all the men in the movie get their comeuppance.
Well, I believe it's like a horror movie, and men are the horror. So
yeah,
I'm not sure. That's a guess.
Welcome to the United States of America, folks.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, I haven't been to see a non-Marvel movie in the theaters in
since Batman.
Oh yeah. All right. Sorry. So let me say a non-superhero movie since 20
Sonic.
Yeah, it was Sonic. Yes, it was Sonic. You're exactly right.
Was there a Star Wars that came out after Sonic?
No, Sonic was like right at the beginning of the pandemic. Because Nikki Hill and I went to that weird theater and we took pictures of the theater because it was so weird. And then we were like, boy, good thing we saw Sonic. Have you heard about this thing going around? And then the thing went around and the thing is still around.
Did we not talk about, I guess we haven't, Doctor Strange 2 and your thoughts? I guess
we didn't.
I guess it's not worth it since
well, it's after show. We could do whatever.
Well, usually you even talk about like Moon Knight, for instance, we talked about on the show and things like that.
I don't think the Doctor Strange movie deserves to be spoken about during the podcast.
Yeah, we weren't as like excited to talk about it, I suppose.
I figured we were also saving our conversation related to Marvel for the Star Wars Marvel conversations we're going to have. I'm still trying to decide if we'll talk about that a little bit on this show, but I'm still trying to. I think that should be the start of our Patreon podcast where we talk about those, because we'll have something to talk about for multiple weeks there.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, spoiler alerts. Don't worry, we're not going to spoil anything about Doctor Strange. We would never do that. But yeah, we all saw Doctor Strange. I had tickets to opening night, but we had a COVID scare, so we stayed home just to be safe. We all went to see it a week later, and I said it was my least favorite Marvel movie by far. I gave it a 6.5 or 7 at best, but I'm leaning more towards 6.5, definitely. But all my issues are with Raimi. I just don't like Raimi's decisions. I like the overall story. Really, that's it. I can sum it up all by saying I just don't like Raimi. I feel like Raimi's style of superhero movies was very important and was a watershed moment for superhero movies and really made superhero movies break through. But I don't think his style holds up now after seeing everything else in the MCU. Like feels so out of place to me. And so if the best word I can think of is cheesy. The movie just came across as cheesy to me. It made characters look cheesy that I've never felt any of that before, which is sad. But I didn't hate the movie by any stretch, just very much my least favorite Marvel movie. And I've seen, no, that's a lie. Very much my least favorite Marvel anything as far as the cinematic universe goes. So movies and TV shows, it is the bottom by a considerable amount. So Red Susan says, I avoid spoilers for GoNintendo. Yeah, lots of GoNintendo spoilers out there. I talk about all the news I'm going to post next week before it happens. So. So yeah, is there anything you guys want to add or whatever?
No, I don't have anything to add really about it because if I did, I would get into like spoiler territory. I think.
We'll save that stuff for Patreon if we're going to talk spoilers, but we'll give you warnings there too.
And I read that it's coming to Disney Plus June 22nd or something. So that's like not too far for some. It's like a month for people who haven't seen it. And
Star Wars is Obi-Wan is this coming week. Stranger Things is this coming week. Miss Marvel is the week after that. Now we know She-Hulk is August 17th. Like there's some other movie coming out not related to superheroes.
I liked the She-Hulk trailer. I'm interested.
So I want to read that run before the show comes out because it's multi-award winning. It was supposed to be very funny.
I started reading it a couple nights ago. I read an issue.
And not for me.
I don't dare tell you.
I was going to ask if you wanted to talk about that during the podcast.
It's not my favorite yet.
Yeah, one issue. How many are there?
I think there's 12. So, yeah, not yet.
But they said this week that the Daredevil show is confirmed.
You know, I really love Daredevil on Netflix. I'm glad that it's, available on Disney Plus because I can keep watching it. I just hope that they keep it, and it doesn't have to be the most violent thing in the world, but I hope they keep the tone with.
I'd be very surprised if they didn't at least keep the tone in some of the story, because why on earth bother to bring it over and put it in a special section of the site where it's like age gated differently? Why go through all that if you're not going to have it play in somehow?
Oh, I didn't realize you had to be. It was like an age gate.
It's
to
higher
watch
up
it.
than the other Marvel stuff. Yeah,
that's cool. I didn't know that was even a thing.
Like
on Disney
I
Plus.
could understand Disney wanting to, I can understand Disney wanting to have it, but I figured it wasn't going to be considered part of the MCU. They were just retaining the same actors, but now they brought all that stuff over, so it obviously plays in somehow. It's going to be important somehow. So, yeah, I would imagine if Disney does a Daredevil show, it won't be anywhere near as violent, and it won't have the same sexual content, but storyline bits and beats I'm sure will be there. But then again, I never thought it would be on Disney Plus in the first place. So
yeah, who knows? I kind of hope that Daredevil is in the She-Hulk show just because they're both attorneys. It'd be cool to see him in there.
Some capacity,
even if it's like a very small thing. It'd be cool to have him in there.
Well, he had his cameo in Spider-Man, and now they're doing his own show. But he has to be he's going to play a big part in things going forward. So I would be shocked if he wasn't in there at some point. But yeah, I'm sad the trailer for She-Hulk didn't show any Jamila Jamil because I love her, and we didn't get to see anything from her.
They show I only know this because I watched some YouTube video where they broke down the trailer, so that she's in it for a second, but you wouldn't even know, you wouldn't even be able to tell.
Drake says She-Hulk is in LA though, maybe. So maybe Daredevil won't be in it, but he could fly out for some consultation. These superheroes get around. I don't see why he couldn't do it. And bringing it all back, there was a WWE person in that trailer too. There was David Otunga at the very end as one of the ladies or one of the guys potentially going on a date with She-Hulk. So yeah, I mean, I'm there's a lot of good TV coming out, or I should say there's a lot of stuff coming to TV that I'm very excited about. The first 8 minutes of Stranger Things new season is out right now. You can watch that if you don't mind giving yourself that torture, which I did. And I
didn't want you sent that link to the group, and I didn't watch it just because I was like, I'm gonna want to watch more than the 8 minutes. Yeah. So I kind of refrained, but
I watched it, and as I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, crap, I gotta really we're in deep. There are a lot of lines that I don't remember.
Put out a recap on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that because I don't want to miss.
It was more time than they expected it to be in between seasons. So yeah, the recap's out.
There was a fun. Yeah, I watched it. You
didn't remember that the bully. What happened with the bully?
Well, I knew that he had gotten his comeuppance kind of, but what I didn't remember was that he was good at the end. He turned good at the end, and I didn't even remember that. And I was like, oh man, that was nice to a good way. I'm not as angry anymore that he went out that way, but. Yeah. But I was liking that character a lot. Obviously, I forgot about Sean Astin. He was freaking awesome in it, and man, that was just the worst.
And I've always been a fan of Paul Reiser, so I'll take more Paul Reiser.
I've always been a fan of Paul Rudd.
I forgot Paul Reiser was in it till they showed
Love Paul Reiser. He could be main man. You know how pissed off I was when they
the Mad
announced
About You
that the
situation.
Mad About You sequel was
Yeah.
exclusive to Spectrum Cable. I was like, give me
go over
any
well.
streaming service,
Wait,
I
you
will
were-
watch it.
You were a Mad About You fan? Like,
Yeah.
I never knew that about you.
I watched the whole show at least twice. But yeah, they said
Really?
Like during the original run, did you watch it?
Yeah. So they said the
I
new
never
show
knew
was
this.
coming out.
I couldn't even tell you
They
what
said
that
the
show
new
was
show
about.
was coming out, and they were filming it, and I got really excited. And then they announced it was going to be exclusive to some streaming service, and I'm like, I don't care what it is, I'll get it. And then they said Spectrum Premium or whatever, and I'm like,
Is that like a
it's
whole
not
cable
a stream.
provider? or
I have to
something like
get a cable. Like
People need to work.
I need to get I need to subscribe to a cable company. Like I have to be like, yes, I want your cable.
Yeah,
I can't
man.
just get the show. And I looked like a couple months ago, and it's still like that. And I'm so that's so stupid.
That's
Just
rough.
for like I have to order a cable and sign a contract to watch the show that I want. Makes me so mad. But I do love Paul Reiser. Not his fault. Wouldn't stop him from being the main man.
Man, I never knew that. That's really great.
There's something about that show that I really liked. Just it was like very subdued, and it covered a lot of like serious topics and like the back and forth of a relationship, and I just really liked it. I enjoyed it.
I don't think I've
Great
ever
theme
seen
song.
one episode of it, but
Great theme song.
I-
Helen Hunt's great in it too. She's no Paul Reiser, but
of
Helen
course
Hunt's
not.
great.
Of course not. I'm gonna reserve my, talking about Helen Hunt.
That'll be the after show.
Yeah, but yeah, I like Paul Reiser. I especially love his work in Beverly Hills Cop. If anyone's even
A
still
little
alive,
film known as.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very hyped for that new season. And Love, Death, and Robots season 3 just
That's
came out,
out.
and I haven't watched that yet.
I haven't watched it yet either.
Love, Death, and Robots, if you don't know, it's a series of animated shorts from all different creators on Netflix. This is their third volume. I don't want to say season. So they're hit and miss, but it's fun to see different animation styles and ideas, and I'm excited for the new season, so that's out. All right, this after show's gone on for a while. We could talk about stuff forever. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out for the after show. Go play some games, have some fun, hang out with friends and family, rest, relax. You deserve it. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.